Yeah, what's up? It's our boy, Coach Malachi Williams in the building. We back. True Media Today, USA Boxing. We are back. You know, man, it is what it is, man. We took a little break. Well, yesterday afternoon, rather. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. But I wanted to talk about, just do a recap of this weekend and stuff like that, man. I really had an opportunity to really think about a lot of things. I was like, man, you know, just the state of boxing, where we at, where I would like to see the sport go forward. You know, this zone had a really good fight card. That was a good fight card. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, every fight was exciting. You know, we went live 8 o'clock, and literally there was no letdown in each fight. You know what I mean? I had one guy say that I think somebody hit me up and said Richard Hitchens' fight was boring, and I'm like, which fight were you watching? You know what I mean? That fight wasn't boring at all. That was a damn good fight. Shout out to Butch Cassidy in the building. That was a damn good fight. The women was a good fight. The fight before Richard Hitchens was a good fight. It was just that I think that 8 o'clock. Now I didn't see any of the fights on the preliminaries. I didn't see that. I'm not gonna lie, but when we went live at 8 o'clock my time, Eastern Standard Time, which I think that was 1 o'clock UK time. That fight right there. I mean, that from that time onward, yeah. That was a really good fight card, man. Really good fight card, man. So, you know, we're going to talk about that. Also, man, we got Canelo. We know Canelo is fighting his mandatory. And, you know, I like to point out some of the double standards and the hypocrisies. You know, I like to do that because, again, these guys online are very easy to defeat. Because they use circular talking points, and they don't even realize it. And I think it's because their personal bias blinds them to what they are actually saying. And, you know, when you get your feelings involved, then people start thinking out of emotions, and the emotions cloud logical thinking, and, you know, just all about how you feel at that point. But let's give everybody that's here a round of applause. Let's get into the show, man. Let's get into the show. Shout out to Strategy, Swat Jones. What's going on, fam? Little Green ISP. Salute. Let's get into the show. Now, oh, yeah, that's another thing. I'm gonna tell you something else. On Friday's show, D Block called into the show. Who else called into the show? The Boxing Scientist called into the show. Friday we had 27 people. Let me see, called into the show. Literally, like, it wasn't the most calls I received in one show, but it's up there. I think the most I received was like 40. And I think that was, I forgot what we was talking about on that. I think that maybe it was a Tank Davis video or something like that. Or a Terrence Crawford video. It could have been one of the two. It probably was Crawford Spence. Either Crawford Spence or Tank. But anyways, it was something that D Block said that really struck me. And that was something that the Boxing Scientist said that really struck me as well. D Block was talking about how he felt that David Benavidez did not deserve the right to fight Canelo Alvarez. Now that really struck me. I'm like, okay, what you mean he don't deserve right? He hasn't earned his right to fight Canelo. And I wrote that down. When he was talking, I wrote it down. I said, okay. And I said, I want to bring this back up again. And then the Boxing Scientist called into the show, and he broke down why Latinos or Chicanos or Pochos here in America don't look at David Benavidez or los pueblos de Mexico, don't look at David Benavidez as Mexican. So we broke all that down, right? So I said, okay, I want to look at this. I want to look at this and go a little deeper with it. And because I definitely didn't understand. I understand the cultural aspect of it, but I definitely did not understand, you know, when D Block was saying that, you know, David Benavidez does not deserve a fight with Canelo Alvarez. And so I want to get to that. Now, should Canelo fight David Benavidez if he beats Caleb Plant? If David Benavidez can beat Caleb Plant, David Benavidez right now is currently the WBC interim champion right now. And as a matter of fact, the interim champion is the next guy that's in line to fight the champ. And the duty of a champion, according to these rules that none of the sanctioning bodies really go by. They pick and choose when they want to enforce their rules depending on who the fighter is. These are the facts, right? And some fans are cool with that as long as it's their favorite fighter. When it's not their favorite fighter, they have a problem with the rules. When the rules or the lack thereof, if their favorite fighter benefits from those rules or benefits from the lead sanctioning body changing the rules because everything they can change it at the drop of a dime, changing the rules to fit their favorite fighter, then bam, you get what I'm saying? Then everything is cool. So I want to talk about these double standards as it relates to that. Alycia Baumgardner and Amanda Serrano, they are undisputed today. They became undisputed Sunday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, depending on what part of the country you was in, or Sunday afternoon. But they became undisputed. 2 more women in boxing became undisputed. In women's boxing, legacy matters, belts matter, because when you get the belts, it does what? Bring you more money. Belts are affiliated with making more money. When someone that's a champion makes more money than someone that's not a champion. And shout out to Clarissa Shields, because she dropped a video breaking something down as it relates to men's and women's boxing. And men boxing is top heavy. It is top heavy because there's only a couple of guys that are really stars that are bringing a lot of money to the sport. That's bringing money like that to the sport. You know, Joshua and Canelo. Then you got Tyson Fury, right? There's only when we talk about the star fighters or the fighters that's under the star fighters, bro, we can count them on what? One hand, maybe 2 hands, maybe 2 hands. And if we count those 2, how many fighters do we have in the sport of boxing? How many would you say? 1,000 or more? I'm just talking about men. I'm not even talking about women. So, you know, all around the globe. So when you look at those 10 or 7 or 6 or 7 that are quote unquote stars, or the 2 that's superstars, really that's just the top. That's probably less than 1%. And I think online, a lot of fans focus on the less than 1% that are very, very successful, and there's different levels to their success. They look at that less than 1%, and they speak as though that less than 1% is the norm throughout the sport of boxing, and it's clearly not. True. But let's get into the show. On my show last week, and we talked about the Caleb Plant head. I want to address that as well, because I've been doing some research. On my show last week, a lot of Canelo fans, not a lot, but a couple called into the show to voice their displeasure of David Benavidez, while displaying their undying love for Canelo, for Caleb Plant. Not Canelo, but Caleb Plant. Now, this is very interesting, and I'm going to tell you where I'm going at with this. Because I remember when Caleb Plant was in the process of fighting Canelo, a lot of these people hated Caleb Plant. This is true. I'm not saying all, but a lot of these people hated Caleb Plant because he was fighting Canelo. Understandably so. And, when you're fans in the sport of boxing of a fighter, you're going to pick sides. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Pick your sides, right? Pick your side. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? But on my show last week, again, a lot of Canelo fans called into the show, to voice their displeasure of David Benavidez. My man D-Block, as I said earlier, D-Block said Benavidez does not deserve a shot at Canelo. He hasn't done enough. Even if he beats Caleb Plant, and right now he is the WBC interim champion, and he is the mandatory to fight Canelo. So if he loses to Caleb Plant will become that mandatory. And if he beats Caleb Plant, he will still hold his position as the WBC interim champion, and he will be the mandatory. So I think what I asked my brother D-Block, now, I didn't get a chance to ask D-Block this. But I'm like, okay, if Canelo's going to fight his mandatory in what the guy he's going to get ready to fight now, he's fighting his WBO mandatory. And I wanted to ask my brother, what did the WBO mandatory do? I forgot, John Ryder. What did John Ryder do to deserve a shot at Canelo that David Benavidez did not do? Because if you feel that David Benavidez has to earn his shot to fight Canelo. He don't deserve a shot at Canelo yet because he hasn't done enough. Then my question is, what did John Ryder do to deserve a shot at Canelo? Do you guys get what I'm saying? So I want to address that, right? Now, but I'm going to tell you some other things I learned last week. I wrote notes down. What do we hear in these phone calls? I heard things like, we don't like Benavidez because he says he's Mexican when he's not. But the strange thing is, I heard this from some of the boxing fans who are not considered Mexican themselves. Interesting. Why? Because they was born right here in the United States. This was explained to me by the boxing scientist who called in, who is of Mexican descent, but he was born right here in America. He explained to me that boxing fans who are born in Mexico don't consider Mexican Americans as being Mexican. Now, what does that have to do with boxing and David Benavidez? It has nothing to do with boxing and David Benavidez at all. But this was brought up. So what I decided to do was do a little bit more research so that I can understand the love-hate relationship with David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, and Canelo Alvarez. Now, I understand Los Chicanos are Americans of Mexican descent. That's why they call Chicanos. And Los Pochos, who are culturally assimilated Mexican Americans. You know what I mean? Now, I get that. I understand that fully, right? And Canelo Alvarez is considered a true Mexican warrior. Why? Because he was born in Mexico. Understandable, right? Now, but what does that have to do with David Benavidez's skill set in the ring? What does that have to do with David Benavidez deserving a shot at Canelo if he were to beat Caleb Plant? The key word is if. What does that have to do with that? Nothing. Nothing at all. What does that have to do with David Benavidez fighting Canelo if he were to beat Plant, as I just said, right? I've come to realize the disconnect may have more of a cultural thing, you know what I mean, for Mexican-born boxing fans who don't rock with Benavidez because he's considered a Chicano or Los Pochos, sorry about that, Los Pochos, right? So I get the cultural thing. I get that, I understand that. I was talking to one of my neighbors, LA de Mexico, right? And he's been living here for he's in his 60s. He's been living here for I think he said 41 years, something like that. 41 years, something like that. And he broke down to me what the disconnect is, with American-born, you know what I mean? With the Chicanos here, you know what I mean? Versus, Los Mexicanos, you know what I mean, that was born in Mexico, right? He broke that down to me very, very well. He broke down to me like how it started when he was coming up, yada, 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 yada. How they view things and right. We were talking about boxing, but I was just asking him because I was curious to hear his take on it, right? Now, but my question is this. But why do other Chicanos here in America who don't like Benavidez don't like him based on the premise that he's not Mexican, while ignoring the fact that they're not Mexican themselves? It seemed like a double standard there, right? And as for Caleb Plant, you know what I mean? Some boxing fans, you know what I mean? Whether they are Mexicanos or Chicanos, they hated him prior to him fighting Canelo. I remember when when David Benavidez and Canelo was on the stage, and Canelo pushed David Benavidez, and David Benavidez slapped Canelo, slapped him with 4 of his fingers, something of that sort. A matter of fact, I'm gonna show the actual picture. I know they're gonna say it's Photoshop, but it's not. And then Canelo came back and caught him with 2 open hand slaps and cut him under his right eye. All of that stuff there. They hated Caleb Plant. They hated him. Some of them still hate Plant to this day. However, from what I've gathered from all the phone calls that I received on this past Friday, you know what I mean, led me to do a follow-up on this topic. Just to get a deeper understanding as to why some may feel that David Benavidez doesn't deserve a shot at Canelo, even if he were to beat Caleb Plant. Again, the key word is if. In other news, Alycia Baumgartner and Amanda Serrano have added their names to the undisputed list. There are currently 9 fighters who are undisputed champions in the sport of boxing. Devin Haney, Saul Canelo Alvarez, Jamel Charlo, that's 3 men, Freshawn Cruz, Clarissa Shields, Chantel Cameron, Katie Taylor, and Amanda Serrano. There was another one, I forgot the sister. I think she out of Chicago. Another woman that I forgot her name, the light-skinned chick. She was undisputed as well, but she just lost to Chantel Cameron in her last fight. She was undisputed, but I think the WBO took her belt. I think the WBO took her belt. You know what I mean? It was the WBO, the IBF, or something. They took her belt because she moved down in weight to fight someone else for undisputed and lost, and it was against their rules. If she would have went up in weight, they wouldn't have struck. Yeah, Jessica McCaskill, that's what it is, Lisa. Jessica McCaskill, she was undisputed, but they took her belt. They took her belt. I forgot which sanctioning body it was. It wasn't the WBC or the WBA. I think it was the WBO. It was either WBO or the IBF. You know what I mean? And who else is undisputed? Oh yeah, Alycia Baumgartner. Alycia Baumgartner is undisputed as well. She's undisputed as well. I don't know how the hell I forgot about her. Now, we are all living in an era, guys, where the biggest fights in boxing are being put on by the women. Will the men in boxing step up and follow the lead of the likes of Clarissa Shields, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, Alycia Baumgartner, you know what I mean? Freshawn Cruz, you know, will they follow the lead? Devin Haney, Jamel Charlo, Saul Canelo Alvarez, will the other men follow the lead? Because we had an opportunity to get undisputed with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, and we see how that worked out. And then we see how the Crawford Spence shit has worked out. You get what I'm saying? So we see that. two different promoters on one side, the same promoter on the one side, on another side, right? It is what it is, right? Or will we continue to get the same old political bullshit that's been killing boxing in America? Because boxing is not dying. It just, in America, it's on life support. True. In America, it's on life support. From a popularity standpoint. It ain't popping like that over here. And I don't want to hear nothing about, oh man, well in America, we got football, we got baseball, we got all these different sports. Guess what? They had football, baseball, all these different sports when Sugar Ray Leonard was boxing. They had all these same sports in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s when Hagler and Mike Tyson was boxing. They had those same sports. Especially in the 90s, they had those same sports, right? Now, they didn't have streaming. They didn't have streaming. That is true. They didn't have streaming, but they had these same sports. So, let's get into this. So, let's give everybody a round of applause. Shout out to Tommy Gunn. What did he say, family? He said UFC doing better than boxing in America, and both. He say in both they in America. Yeah, exactly. UFC is in America as well. Doesn't UFC? Hey, Tommy Gunn, you made a valid point. Doesn't UFC have to compete with football, American football? Doesn't UFC have to compete with basketball? Doesn't UFC have to compete with baseball? Doesn't UFC have to compete with the very same sports that boxing has to compete with? And hey, Tommy Gunn, man, you know what, man, bro, you hit the nail right on the head, fam. UFC is a comeback sport, right? And UFC has not been around that long. Boxing has been around since the beginning of time. UFC hasn't been around that long. How long has UFC been around? It came around in what, the 90s? The early 90s? UFC been around, what, 30 years? Anybody watching UFC? How long UFC been around? I remember watching Ken Shamrock back in like 93, somewhere around there. Back in like 93, somewhere around there, right? Because my cousin had satellite. He had this big ass satellite. He had a big satellite on his, you get what I'm saying? On the side of his house or something of that sort. Yeah, Tank Abbott. I remember watching Tank Abbott, Shamrock, all that there, man. I used to watch that back in the day. Yeah, Royce Gracie. I remember that. So UFC been around. What year did UFC come about? Because if your argument, and listen, you know what? You say November 93? Okay, cool, November 93, that's been 30 years. That's been 30 years. UFC been around for 30 years. Boxing been around since 2000 BC. Explain to me, how does a sport that been around for 30 years is outperforming from a pay-per-view sales standpoint, is outperforming a sport that's been around like boxing since 2000 BC. They just came around. So when people tell me, oh man, you know, even if people tell me that the people in the UFC don't really make that much money, I like, okay, well, the average boxer makes like $40-something, $50,000 a year. And you really can't compare UFC, a sport that's been around for 30 years, to a sport like boxing that's been around for thousands of years. Or hundreds of years, or whatever, right? Or however long. My point is, boxing has been around way longer than doggone, right here in America, what, since the 1800s? It's been around way longer than UFC. There's no comparison. They still dealing with, and they dealing with the same issues as America dealing with, boxing dealing with. They dealing with illegal streaming. They dealing with pirating. They dealing with, oh man, people rather watch football. People rather watch baseball. People rather watch basketball. They dealing with all of that. But why they still doing me? Why they still selling millions in pay-per-views? And boxing can't. And what to say, Annalie? You say exactly. Boxing is the original comeback sport. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just saying. And when you ask these questions, check this out. No one has an answer to it. You know what I mean? It's like, I would love to ask somebody like Booger Ray Leonard this question. I would love to ask Mauricio Suleiman that question. I would love to ask any promoter in boxing that question. Don't tell me that, man, see, in boxing, we got to compete with the other sports. UFC got to compete with the other sports as well. What's the difference? Both of them are comeback sports. Oh, you know what? There are some differences, though. You know, in UFC, you ain't got but one champion per weight division. In UFC, everybody on the same side of the street. In UFC, they do really, really good at matchmaking. So, you know, I'm like, okay, in UFC, you ain't got 20,000 people that's a champ. You ain't got the PapaJohn.com champ. You ain't got the Baby Got Back champ. The Hulk Morgan Chitlin belt. You ain't got the doggone Chico Stick belt. You ain't got all these belts in different weight divisions. In certain weight divisions, you got 5-6 champions. This guy the WBA champ. He the WBC champ. He the WBO champ. He the IBF champ. He the IBF intern champion. He the WBC intern champion. He the WBA regular champion. You know, he the WBO regular champion. Oh, he's the this guy's the WBC silver champion. Oh, this guy is the IBF bronze champion. Oh, this guy over here is the WBA Cucaracha champion. This guy over here is the Cucaracha champion. This guy over here is the Chevy Tahoe champion. This guy over here is this lotion bottle champion. They'll be like, this guy over here is the cup of water champion. And you got 1 million doggone champions. And then, when you have certain fighters that collect all the belts in certain divisions, the sport will turn on itself and say, oh, well, you know, belts really don't matter. Well, when belts don't matter. So when certain fighters don't have the belts don't matter no more. You get what I'm saying? It's just a whole lot, man.
True.
It's just a whole lot. It's just a whole lot. So we gotta break all this stuff down, man. Hey, let's give everybody a round of applause to get into the show. Man, you know, you ought to know what time it is, man. Hey, Riley, where my dog Riley at? Where Riley at, man? Riley, I'm looking for you, baby boy. You ought to know what time it is, man. We gotta run the ops off the block.
Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap-ass cigars. Fuck your yuck-mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
Yeah, man. I can't go for that. I've been watching this shit too long. I can't go for that. The one and only, what did he say? You say who you get the belt from matters, not really the belt. I never heard of that, sir. I'm not going to lie to you. The one and only, that's the first time I ever heard of something like that. I never heard of that before in my life. You the first person that literally said that I ever heard say that. I never heard of that. I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying. You know, who you get the belt from matters and who you fight matters. Now, that will fall in line with who you fight matters. I get that who you fight matters. But there's always context to everything. There's always context to everything. And let me show you where I'm going at with this. If you have fighter A, that's supposed to be the creme de la creme of this weight division, and you have fighter B, that's not the creme de la creme, but fighter A has an opportunity to fight fighter B, and fighter B, for whatever the reason, drops his belt, or he gets elevated to a belt that was created out of nowhere. I'm going somewhere with this. And let's say that fighter fights another guy, and he gets beat. Fighter A gets beat. And then he gets beat by fighter B. Now, fighter B got the bragging rights. I beat you, I'm undisputed, I'm A, B, C, and D, whatever, right? Fighter B fights fighter C, and he loses to fighter C. Fighter B, he defended his titles with all his belts one time, and he loses. Now, the other fighter who was sitting in the cut, you get what I'm saying? He got a belt too. He got the belt that fighter A ended up getting dropping. However that went down. Okay, cool. So now fighter E has to, comes along, and he ended up fighting fighter C, who beat fighter B, who in turn beat fighter A. Now, before fighter E fought fighter C, there was rumblings that, hey man, fighter C gonna beat fighter E. Fighter E ain't got nothing for fighter C, because fighter C had beat a popular fighter with his fan base by the name of fighter B. He beat him, right? Hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. So he beat this guy. So everybody was saying that because he beat fighter B, who beat fighter A, surely fighter C is going to beat fighter E. Fighter E has a boring style. Don't nobody want to see him. He can't sell out nothing, yada, 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 yada. But lo and behold, fighter E beats fighter C. So with that one belt that he already had, he collected other belts. He collected the belt that was created out of nowhere, as along with the other 3 belts. Then when he beats fighter C, those same fans who said that fighter C was going to beat fighter E, they turned around and said, oh man, you know what? That dude wasn't that good anyways. Oh, okay, he wasn't that good. Oh, when did y'all come to that conclusion he wasn't that good? Hey, shout out to Guanajuato. Salute, fam. I'm showing y'all how they be. I'm showing y'all how they be. They be using mental gymnastics when it comes to certain fighters. I just don't get it. Shout out to Boy Crawford beats Easy Route Spence. Hey, okay. For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
And what to say, fam? You say salute, coach. Canelo versus Benavidez is Canelo next great fight. I would love to see it. Yeah, I mean, I definitely would love to see that. And I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why we have to have certain fights happen, because we need to clear up all doubt. All doubt, fam. The only way we're going to know who is who, what's what, if I'm right or you're right, or if I'm wrong or you're wrong, these guys gonna have to fight each other, clear it up. The women's boxing, they don't have this issue. And in the UFC, they really don't have this issue that we see going on with some of the men. And the men, not all, but just certain fighters that have certain privileges in the sport of boxing, they get certain privileges in the sport of boxing.
True.
It is what it is.
True.
It is what it is. So now belts don't matter. The dude he beat ain't really did nothing. Y'all were just saying he was a killer a minute ago. The dude he beat ain't really did nothing. So what they do is you try to diminish the value of the belts because it doesn't fit it doesn't fit what you're pushing. And then you try to diminish the fighter. At the end of the day, it's the fighter's job to beat whoever that's in front of him. If one guy beat this other guy and got 3/3 of the belts, he has to fight this other guy who got 1/4 of the belt, and he loses to that guy. Then guess what? That's not the guy who only had one belt fault. That's not his fault. You get what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. That's how I see it. It does. Shout out to Knockdown 305. What it say, fam? You say moving the goalposts. Yeah, it does seem that way. It does seem that way. And I get it. I really do get it. But, as it relates to David Benavidez, I feel that he deserves a right to fight Canelo. Just like John Ryder deserves the right to fight Canelo. If John Ryder is the mandatory and he's deserving of the right to fight Canelo, which Canelo will be fighting in May, then how do you pick and choose and decide that another fighter that's a mandatory don't deserve a right? I think once you work your way up to become the mandatory, and especially if you are the interim champion at the same time, I think if you work your way up to that position, surely you are deserving of the fight. So I totally disagree with that. I totally disagree with that. We can't be picking and choosing. Because now it's like, okay, it makes it seem like you're afraid for your fighter. That's what it seemed like to me. It makes it seem like that as a fan, you fear, man, you know what, this guy may be really, really tough for my favorite fighter. So I want to put all types of obstacles in the way to make sure that my favorite fighter don't fight him. What type of obstacles you want to put in the way? Well, he don't deserve a right to fight him. He ain't did nothing. His auntie ain't bow-legged. His cousin don't know how to do the butterfly. His sister don't know how to do the one leg up. His uncle don't know how to do the electric slide. His auntie don't know how to do the cha-cha. You get what I'm saying? It's like, but I don't see these same barriers being put up for John Ryder. I don't see these same barriers being put up for John Ryder. Do anybody see any barriers being put up for John Ryder? Anybody? I haven't seen anybody online arguing about, oh man, John Ryder don't deserve no shot at Canelo. He ain't fought nobody. He ain't did enough. Like I don't hear nobody saying that about John Ryder. Do anyone feel like John Ryder deserves a shot at Canelo? Anybody? I'm just saying. Hey, shout out to Phil on the tube. Shout out to Little Green Eyes P. What's going on, sis? School of X Man. What's going on? Anna Lee, what's going on, sis? Shout out to Anna Lee. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I mean that's all I'm saying. Larry Lopez, what to say, fam? Hey, L. Harvey say no. Hey, Swat say, you really don't even hear the brother name. Bro, ain't nobody talking about John Ryder. Nobody. Now, they probably talking about John Ryder in the UK, but I'm saying over here in America, online, ain't nobody talking about John Ryder.
True.
I don't hear nobody say, hey, shout out to D-Block. What's up, coach? It's the inevitable. D-Block. D-Town. D-Block, D-Town. Baltimore, where you at? Stand up. Look, coach, John Ryder hasn't did anything to deserve a shot at Canelo. He just hasn't did enough, coach. Coach, I'm just saying, he just hasn't did enough. What did he do, coach, to deserve a shot at Canelo? I don't see that same energy for John Ryder.
True.
I'm just saying though. But what I'm saying, okay, hold on. I don't see that same energy for John Ryder. Hey, shout out to Tommy Gunn. Hey, okay. For dropping that half for bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Hey, Tommy Gunn, what he say? He said they might as well start taking belts. He said, what he say? They might as well start taking belts. He said, you don't fight, you don't get to keep your belts. Make them boxers think twice about not wanting to fight each other and make them fight. Hey, Tommy Gunn, I mean, that is a good idea, but we do know that ain't gonna happen. We do know that that's not gonna happen. But I just want to point out the double standards. That's all I'm saying. I just like to point out the double standards. What's good for the gun is good for the goose. Shout out to my sister Bless 365. Shit, if Ryder don't deserve, if Benavidez don't deserve a shot, and again, that's assuming he beat Caleb Plant. But let me tell you something, boy. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was watching a video that somebody sent me on Instagram. Boy, let me tell you something, bro. I'm seeing David Benavidez punch the goddamn punching bag. Man, that dude hit hard, bro. Now, of course, now Caleb Plant is not the punching bag, but I'm just saying, bro. Like, I don't know, man. That, whoops, man. I honestly, man. I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna just wait till we get to March. I'm gonna just wait till we get to May, get closer to the fight before I make my decision. You know what I mean? because I'm looking at this fight very, very carefully between these two men, and both of these guys are good. And of course, Hungriest Dog gonna get the steak at the end of the day. I'm gonna just wait, cause I need to see get some more information. And what to say, Deborah? You say I'm with you all the way, Coach. He say they want him to fight John Ryder, because they know. Yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is, you know what I mean? I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody saying that, you know, John Ryder don't deserve a shot at Canelo. Now, of course, we know Canelo wants to fight. He's going to fight John Ryder. He's mandatory, and then he wants to fight Bivol. Now, as it relates to Bivol, and it's just my personal feelings, but at the end of the day, my personal feelings don't mean anything. Canelo is saying that he wants to rematch Bivol. He think he can beat him. You know, I think he said something about, you know, he had to have surgery on his wrist, yada 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 yada, blase squaze, whatever, right? So he said he wants to beat him. We don't know at which weight class that fight was going to be held at. If I'm Bivol, I don't come down to 168, even though he did say he'll fight at 168. I think that'd be dumb. I don't come down to 168 to fight Canelo. If Canelo is the one that called you out, he the one that said he would beat you and stuff like that. So if he really feels that way, let him come back to 175 and beat you in your weight division, right? That's how I see it. You know what I mean? Now, of course, Bivol has to make the decision at the end of the day. If Canelo pay him enough bread, maybe he'll look at the money and say, okay, well, I'm getting more money than the $2-3 million I got paid last time. You know, because he definitely got to get paid more than that. I'm pretty sure he's gonna want to get paid more than that. And I think he got a percentage of pay-per-view. I don't know. But yeah. But you get what I'm saying though. So, you know, I wouldn't want to see him come down to 168. Now, I know people would say, well, Canelo went up to 175 to fight Bivol. I said, yeah, but Canelo chose to do that. Bivol wasn't calling Canelo out. He wasn't saying, hey, look, he wasn't saying, hey, look, check this out, man. Look, man, I want you to, I want you to come up. And he wasn't doing that. I don't even think, I think Bivol was trying to, what he was trying to do, fight Beterbiev, right? And guess what? We see the baller blocking that's going on with that fight. One guy's unified champion. Another guy has only one belt, but a sanctioning body in the WBC is getting in the way of making that fight happen. Me personally, I think Bob Arum has a whole lot to do with that as well, to be honest with you. True. Hey, what to say, Jimmy? You say Bivol is the one asking 168, not Canelo. Yeah, hey, Jimmy, listen, you right about that. Bivol is, and I just said that. Bivol is the one that said he's willing to come down to 168. So my question, but what I'm saying is, I disagree with that. I just said I disagree with that. That's why I said it's my opinion, right? I disagree with that. Now, check this out, Jimmy. There's a flip side to this. If Bivol swings down to 168 and loses to get beat by Canelo, I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, man, it was the weight. You agreed to that. See, I am of the opinion of this. Once a fighter makes a conscious decision to do something, he's going to have to live with that decision. You get what I'm saying? Once a fighter makes a decision to do something, if you agree to stay in the weight division too long, if you agree to stay in the weight division too long, guess what? If you lose, I don't want to hear you crying talking about the weight. If you agree to move up and fight somebody, jump 2 weight classes, and you get beat, and you say, man, the weight was too much, you made that decision to do that. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to hear no excuses. Live with your decision. I don't want to hear nothing about, man, your baby mama had you on child support and you was focusing on that. I don't want to hear no excuses. Even though all of those may be legitimate claims, but my thing is, if you're going to say that, and that was the reason why you didn't perform or why you lost, then it just looked like an excuse at the end of the day. My thing is, okay, my nigga, why you agreed to it? Nobody made you agree to it. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Swift 718. Hey, okay. For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Swift say, wasn't the damn person I know clamoring to see Canelo fight John Ryder. Now, again, check this out. Now, Swift, this goes across the board for any fighter. Whether it's Canelo, whether it's Tyson Fury, whether it's Alexander Usyk, whether it's Virgil Ortiz, any champion, Baron Rodriguez, whether it's any champion, if you are a champion and you have a mandatory, and if you have to fight him, fight your mandatory. If you have to fight him, fight your mandatory. I am not of the opinion that if the mandatory is popular, you should or shouldn't fight him. This ain't no popularity contest. Because just because the guy's not popular does not mean that he won't win this fight. We seen it happen in boxing all the time. You know what I mean? We have receipts of these things like this happening. So this not about, oh man, we don't like that fighter's name. We want him to fight this guy. Okay, well, if this guy's his mandatory, he has to defend his belt against his mandatory and lose his belts. Or if this guy's occupied with another mandatory, then, you know, unless the business of boxing, these power brokers get in the way and pay these sanctioned bodies, or what y'all know how crooked this shit is. This shit more crooked than the rattlesnake in the middle of the goddamn desert. So, you know, we understand how crooked it is, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not going to get mad at any fighter for fighting his mandatory. I don't care who it is, whether it's male or female, what weight division, what weight class. I'm not going to get upset about that myself. You get what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. Shout out to Big Soldier. What did it say? Let me say John Ryder fought earlier for a Mando against Zach Parker. Didn't duck like Andrade. Yeah, Andrade. Andrade was supposed to fight. Who that was? He was supposed to fight. Was that Zach Parker and Andrade was supposed to fight? Or was it John Ryder? Which one he was supposed to fight? He said Spence should fight his Mando. Yeah. The only thing is he's fighting his Mando at 154 pounds. Spence should fight his Mando. Crawford should fight his Mando. Pretty sure you agree with that. El Unico, what do you say? You say Ryder is a fighter's fighter. Well-deserved payday rather than the rest. Okay, yeah, I'm just saying, but Ryder is no different from, you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying Ryder don't deserve a shot at Canelo. But my thing is, if we're going to say Ryder deserves a shot at Canelo, right, and because he's a mandatory, then Benavidez deserves a shot at Canelo because he's a mandatory as well. Like, how do you decide, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying, how do you decide which fighter deserves a shot or not? So what is it based on? So now, you get what I'm saying? So now if you're saying that, and I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but you have those who say that, hey man, this fighter don't deserve a shot. But this fighter does. So how do you come to that conclusion? You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Marquis. What did you say, brother? You saying Mandos that skip fights should be dropped in rankings. Yeah, I totally agree with that. If you're a Mando, and you should, and you skip fights, you should be dropped from the rankings. I totally agree with that.
True.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. If you're a mandatory, skip out on the fight, you deserve to get dropped from the rankings. And if you're a champion, and the duty of a champion is to defend his titles, unless he's fighting to become unified champion or whatever the case may be. But the duty of a champion is to defend your titles against your mandatories. Whoever the number one guy is, or now things are a lot more confusing now because we have more belts. The politics seem like they're at an all-time high. That's why you'll have somebody like a Keith Thurman. He'll be gone for like 2 years and some change, but then he'll come back, fight a 140-pounder that moved up to 147. His first fight at 147, he fights Keith Thurman, right? Keith Thurman wasn't even ranked nowhere in the WBC. He beats him. Then all of a sudden, he jumps over Virgil Ortiz and Jaron Ennis and becomes the number one guy. All because it was promised to him when he gave his belt up. When he gave up the WBC belt because he was injured and didn't come back, it was promising him that whenever he decided to come back, he would get moved up to number one. That's why Keith Thurman got that. You get what I'm saying? But he fights 140-pounder in Mario Barrios, the same guy that got stopped by Tank Davis at 140 pounds. He got stopped by Tank at 140 pounds. Keith go 12 rounds with him. Now he beat him. Now he got his face looking all crazy. He did swell his face up, nose up and everything. But he go 12 rounds with the guy. Now you get what I'm saying? So it's just so much, man. It's just so much, man. It's just so much. Strategy, what did you say, fam? He said, where was Mario Barrios ranked in WBC? I have no idea, fam. I have no idea. Where he was ranked at at that time. Where he was ranked at that time. Shout out to Alycia. What it says is, no holding the belts without fighting Mandos, rotating and continue. Yeah, you're right. Continuity. Keep it flowing. You're right about that. Continuity is very important. You have to keep it flowing. You hit the nail right on the head. No fighter. I don't care who it is. I don't care who the fighter is, race, nationality, color, creed. No fighter. There should not be special rules for certain fighters. I just totally disagree with that. Shout out to Ryder the Storm.
Hey, okay.
Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
I totally agree with you, sis. Continuity is very, very important. You got to have continuity in the sport of boxing, and I just totally agree with that. You say Yildirim was the WBC Mando. Next is the WBO. Not Canelo's fault that Andrade decided to duck Parker two times, and now Andrade is crying. Ryder is next. I don't know if Andrade is crying, because I haven't seen any videos, to be honest with you. And I'm just being honest with you, Ryder. I haven't seen any videos, right, of it. But as it relates to David Benavidez, what's your position on David Benavidez? What's your position on David Benavidez? What did it say, Flood? You say Crawford, the only fight I know, fight all his mandatories. Yeah, Crawford ain't never ducked a mandatory. Never. That is true. Shout out to Eric. Eric, what did he say? He said, I had a question, coach. He said, do you believe that a fighter who's around 35 years of age are when they were ones 28? Yeah, I do not understand what you just said right there. I don't understand what you said right there. Please retype that. Hopefully I can catch it. Shout out to Halim in the building. Now I want to show you guys something. I want to show you something. I remember. Now, you got David Benavidez right here, right? Now, I want to show you guys this. This is a good fight. I don't know what the fight card is. But I have to. But this is a good fight. I'm looking at the fans, right? I like to look at what the fans say. Sorry about that, guys. I like to see exactly what the fans are talking about. You know what I mean? Now this is Caleb Plant's Instagram page. So of course, you know, this is going to be more towards Caleb Plant. And if I go to David Benavidez's page, it's going to be more towards David Benavidez. His fans are going to support him. You know what I mean? So a lot of people here saying great fight. You know what I mean? Are you going? You know what I mean? So this is what they're saying, right? This is what they're saying. The guy said, "I love Plant. He has no duck in him. Learn that lesson from Canelo. You know what I mean? Let's go. Just don't exchange. Just outbox his clout chasing behind." So they say that this guy's saying that Sal Santos 21, he's saying that David Benavidez is clout chasing. Okay. See, David Benavidez is clout chasing. I wonder who he's saying whose clout he's chasing. I wonder. This guy here said, "Let's go, champ." Yada 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 yada. Right? Okay, cool. Let's go over here. I remember this is Caleb Plant showing all of his highlights against Canelo. When he beat when Canelo knocked him out when they fought, Caleb Plant showing all of his highlights. He's showing all of his highlights when he fought Canelo. He said, "A year ago I came up short, but I showed that I'm one of the top fighters in the sport." He said, "Since I was 9 years old, all I ever wanted to do was box and put my last name with the greats and make sure that my first name lived longer than I did." He said, "One more stop and then I'm doubling back. Real throwback fighter." So what he's saying right here, guys, is he has to fight David Benavidez. If he can beat David Benavidez, his goal is to get another shot at Canelo. He feels that if he come back again, he can beat him this time. This guy right here say facts. People saying he the champ. This guy said, "I'm a Canelo fan through and through, but you definitely have a heart. You definitely have the heart of a true fighter. Best wishes to you and yours, brother." Okay. You know what I mean? This guy here says that I went in a Canelo fan and I left a Canelo and Caleb Plant fan. This guy right here said they gained so much respect for Caleb Plant after he fought Canelo. This guy right here says, get through Benavidez first. You know it's easy to talk. Okay. This guy's talking about Canelo stands, all right? Canelo stands in the chat heavy. He say, short. He said, come on, man. Canelo knocked you out. This guy right here said, how was that L, though? This guy right here said, you gave Canelo a run for his money. And I believe you can beat Benavidez. So, some people, you got people all over the place right here. This young lady right here, this guy right here, James Solomon, he said, you did not come up short. You ran the entire fight, and you were talking friendly to Canelo because you did not want to get knocked out earlier. He said, like Canelo said, David is going to beat you up bad. So Canelo did pick David Benavidez to beat Caleb Plant. He picked him to beat him. So this is what they're saying right here, right? So you got a lot of people, you got some people right here say, I was rooting for Canelo, but you showed me some greatness. So a lot of fans did not like Caleb Plant, but they became fans of Caleb Plant because they felt that he put up a good performance against Canelo when they fought last May. You get what I'm saying? This is what they were saying before. Caleb Plant got beat by Canelo. This is what they were saying before. As you can see, Caleb Plant has a picture of him with his 4 fingers right here, the pinky, the 2 middle fingers, and the pointy finger, contacting Canelo's face. That's for those who say that he didn't get slapped. It's right here, and this is not Photoshop. So what he said was, this one they hate him. He said, miss my ass. He said, F you. He said, F you, bitch. This what he said right here, right? You know what I mean? And then no one in the chat is denying it. He said, what about what happened afterwards? He said, Canelo F you up. This guy say, still weak. You know what I mean? This guy say, and you still got your behind beat. You know what I mean? So they snapping on him. They snapping on Caleb Plant right here, right? But after he fought Canelo, some of these same Canelo fans have become fans of Caleb Plant. True. Some of these same Canelo fans have become fans of Caleb Plant. Right now to this day, that's true. Some of them have became fans of Caleb Plant. You get what I'm saying? So, shout out to Quentin. What'd you say? He said, who would win, Palvic or Plant? That's a good one. Now I don't know, man. Kelly Palvic Kelly Palvic was pretty good. I think he only have 2 losses. I don't know, man. That fight 50-50. That fight 50-50. Hey, shout out to German for Life. He said, Coach, you remember when Caleb went viral? Yeah, I think so. I think they went viral. You know what though, Drummond? Check this out. That press conference right there was that was the one. I think that's what sold the fight. Shout out to the Martin. He said, Coach, refresh my memory. Who was bleeding at the Canelo press conference? Caleb Plant was. He had a scratch. He had a cut on his eye. He was. But, I think Caleb Plant showed that because a lot of people were saying that he didn't slap Canelo. A lot of people saying he didn't slap Canelo, but the picture don't lie. So Canelo did beat him, stop him, knocked him out. He did do that, but that doesn't change the reality of the situation. That doesn't change the facts. You say Palvic had a problem with boxers. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's kind of, you know what? I'm not going to lie. Palvic, I gotta go back and look at some Palvic fights, and then look at I would say I gotta go back and look at some Palvic fights, and then look at Caleb Plant. You know what I mean? So, what you say? You say, Coach, Hitchens versus T.O. I like Hitchens. I like Hitchens in that fight. I'm not gonna, you know what, bro? I'm not gonna lie. Hitchens really impressed me this past weekend. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I don't understand why Mayweather Promotions let that guy go. Why they didn't even promote this guy. You get what I'm saying? I'm just, I don't even understand that. But you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll probably with Palvic and Caleb Plant. I pick Kelly Palvic to beat Caleb Plant. I'll pick Kelly Palvic to beat Kelly Plant. I will. I do that. Shout out to Bobo. What did he say? He say T.O. done. Yeah. Hey, shout out to Lou. Lou, what's going on, fam? He said that's not a bad idea. Yeah. What's going on, Lou? Shout out to Lou Peterson in the building. He said Hitchens did look good. Yeah, he looked good. Yeah, Hitchens looked real good. He looked real good, bro. Like the way he was controlling distance and range. I seen a lot of. I'm not gonna lie. I seen some of the things I saw him doing. Especially when he got that knockdown, he was controlling the distance very, very well, and he's picked up the pace as the fight went on. He was just landing clean shots. You know what I mean? The one and only said T.O. beats the F out of Hitchens. He said he don't have stopping power. He said good boxer, but not exciting to me. I mean, yeah, he don't have to be exciting to you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But you know, you like T.O., I like Hitchens. You know, excitement don't win fights. Skills do. Shout out to Cool Boy. You say he got lightning speed. Hey, what it say on Seal the Deal? You say why didn't Booker Ray promote Hitchens? I have no idea. Yeah, you know what? You would have to ask why they didn't promote any of the fighters that they have on their roster. They didn't promote any of those fighters. Outside of who? Outside of what? Big Rolo? You know, outside of that. Shout out to Thomas Davis. You say, did Sandor de Martin have stopping power? No, but he dropped T.O. That is true. True. That is true. I don't see plenty dudes have all this power and they get their behind whooping, they get in there with a boxer. So, you get what I'm saying? There are many different factors that go into, fights being won and lost. As a matter of fact, let me drop the phone lines. There's many different. Let's get the lights up, man. We need 45 more lights. There's many different factors that go into what goes on in between the ropes in that square circle. You get what I'm saying? Phone lines open 530-494-9636. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Yeah, I would love to see that fight. I don't believe in protecting no fighters. I don't care who the fighter is, where he from, what he look like, who his baby mama is, if he have a country behind him, or does he have the corner liquor store behind him. Doesn't matter to me. All I care about is the skills, and and if you say this guy's a top guy and this guy's a top guy, then I think that you get what you earn in this sport, and the cream will rise to the top. Let's see the fights. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. You would never hear me say, man, this fighter that's a mandatory don't deserve a fight at the champ. Why he don't? He fought his way to get to the mandatory spot. You don't do all this fighting, all this work climbing up the mountain just to get to the top, just to be denied entry because people who don't like your style or don't like you feel that, oh man, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve a shot. But that dude climbed all the way to the top to get there. So, I totally disagree with that, fam. I do. You know what I mean? I totally disagree. I know, hold on, guys. Caller, hold on. I know there's some new stuff. I do know that there's some new 2023 stuff that's going on right now. I do get that. This is new 2023. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Martin from Oakland.
Martin from Oakland, talk to me.
Yeah, I was hearing somebody early on in the show talk about, how the UFC does things a lot better than boxing and all this other stuff, right?
Who said that?
One of the people in the chat.
Okay.
And so my thing is, it's not true. You remember back in the day, WCW with Ted Turner on them? They had that little studio where they used to do the wrestling. UFC does the same thing. Half their events are in a place called the Apex Center. They hold less than 1,000 people. And then, not just that, but ESPN needed content, so ESPN been really pushing them.
Yeah, I don't know.
During COVID, that's the only sport that didn't shut down because they don't care about fighters, don't care about fighter safety. And that's why, people are so quick to bring up fighter pay because they basically starving these fools to basically exploit the fact that these people got to put food on the table. the heavyweight champ fought with a blown out knee. The other day, the 135 number one contender fought with a dislocated shoulder. They got these fools all beat to hell, and they fight because they need the money. So when they say UFC doing it right, they not, coach. They not. And then as far as all these high ass pay-per-views, you know, the MMA fighters that Logan Paul fought the other day, not Logan, Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, yeah.
Anderson Silva. Well, Anderson Silva fought Israel Adesanya, the 185 champ. Well, not no more, but he was one of their biggest stars. And Jake Paul outsold him, pay-per-view wise, and they did less than 200,000. So trust me, them days of million buys for UFC, they over, coach. They've been over since Conor fought Khabib.
I haven't done any. I haven't done any research on any of that, so I don't know. I don't know if what you're saying is factual or not. To be honest with you, you could be right. You could be wrong. Yeah, I really don't. Yeah. Because I haven't done any research on it, and I haven't. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're fighting in venues less than 1,000 people. No,
it's the Apex Center, coach. It's a fact. ESPN owns it. It's in Vegas, and instead of renting out an arena or a stadium, they're doing it there and keeping the money in house. They own some PVC shit, coach.
So you're saying so the UFC don't fight all? I thought they fought all over the world. I seen them do fights. I see them do events all over the world. They don't do that.
Coach, like I said, half their events last year, 22 of their events were at the Apex Center.
Okay.
So I'm not saying they don't fight outside of that, especially the pay-per-view.
Okay.
But these weekly fights that you see on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, you're saying the weekly fights. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I got you. Hell, boxing can benefit by doing some weekly fights in order to get these less known fighters known. To be honest with you.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
But the thing is,
I just wanted to.
Okay. Hey, shout out to Martin from Oakland, man. Thank you for calling in, brother. Thank you. All right, shout out to Martin from Oaktown. Give him a round of applause. But I want to show you again. I haven't done the research on it, so I don't know. But I want to show you guys something. When people tell me that boxing is making all of this money, and because boxing is top heavy. Boxing is top heavy. There's only the creme de la creme, meaning the guys who make the most money in boxing. It's Canelo and Joshua. That's why everybody wants to fight these two guys, right? Everybody. And then I guess the next guys under them will be Fury and Wilder. That's 4 fighters. And then the next guys under them, I'll let you guys pick. Usyk made his highest paydays fighting Anthony Joshua. Any fighter that fight Canelo make their highest payday. Caleb Plant made his highest payday fighting Canelo. He made $10 million. Wilder made his highest payday, and Fury made his highest payday at that time fighting each other. Fighting each other, right? Outside of those 4 fighters, give me some more. Like who's making the type of money fighting Canelo, fighting Joshua? Give me a fighter that's making the type of money that who gonna get paid $10 million fighting a fighter anything other than Canelo, Joshua, Fury and Wilder fighting each other? Name them. You can't. I don't know how much Inoue making, but I'm just saying. Shout out to Swift.
Hey, okay.
Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
True.
He said UFC and boxing are in the dumps ethically, okay. He said, but UFC markets their product more effectively, obviously, by their popularity compared to boxing. Again, I haven't done enough research on the UFC to even know what they're doing. Whatever the case may be, I don't know. I'm just being honest with you, fam. I don't know. So, But what I do know this boxing shit. I do know this boxing stuff. Hey, Jamario, what is that? I missed your super chat? Let me see. Can I find it? Sorry about that, fam. All right. Shout out to Jamario.
Hey, okay.
For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, Coach, he said, Coach. He said, how do you think Leonard feels about seeing Richardson Hitchens thriving without Mayweather promotions? He said, I like Hitchens. He can box. Yeah, he's a damn good boxer. He's a damn good boxer. I see a little Tony Harris in him. I see a little, I see, I know y'all gonna think I'm tripping, man, but I see, I gotta sit down and think about this. I gotta look at him again. Because I seen him fight 3 times. I gotta look at him again before I make my assessment. But yeah, man, that boy can box. He can box. Feint game good. Now, again, check it out though. A lot of you guys watch UFC more so than me. I don't. A lot of you guys watch UFC more so than me. But outside of these 4 fighters I just named, Wilder and Fury make their most money fighting each other. Period. Canelo and Joshua, fighters get paid their highest paydays fighting them. When I say highest paydays, I mean 8 figures. 7 and 8 figures you get fighting these 2 guys. Give me some more fighters in boxing that get paid 7 and 8 figures fighting when you fight them.
Yo,
Carlos, what's your name? Where you calling from?
this is Jamario from Arkansas, Coach.
Jamario, talk to me.
Hey, man, I sent you that super chat because, man, I went back and watched the replay on that DAZN card from this weekend, and I watched that Richard Hitchens fight. Man, Mayweather, they dropped the ball on that dude, Coach.
They did.
They dropped the ball. Dude can go, Coach.
Yeah, they did.
Dude can go, man. He boxed a damn good fight. He boxed a perfect fight, actually.
Yeah. He good, man.
He boxed that fight perfect. Yeah, man. I like him. He on my radar. Damn show.
Yeah, he good,
man. He on my radar.
That boy good, man.
But
they dropped the ball on
Go
the
ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
No, I said, Jamario, you're right. I'm agreeing with you. You're right. They dropped the ball on that because you had Tank. Like that was another fighter that you could have had that guy. You could have had Hitchens boxing on Tank's undercard.
Yeah.
He's a really good boxer. He's a really good boxer.
Coach, a damn good boxer. And I don't know who said it in the chat a while ago when they were talking about T.O. would beat him. I don't see T.O. No, he can't. I don't think he can mess with Hitchens, man. I don't think he can mess with it.
I would love to see that fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Damn good fight. But yeah, I'm like you. I would definitely pick Hitchens. But I want to ask you, how you feel about your girl? How you, Alycia Baumgartner? How you feel like she did?
We gonna get to the women. Yeah, Alycia Baumgartner did good.
Okay.
I think she dropped the girl 3 times, 2 times in 1 round.
Right.
She had she did good. She dominated. And
right.
I was very impressed with the woman who she fought because she could have folded.
Yeah. She didn't give up. She didn't give up.
Yeah. She could have folded at any point in time in that fight, and she didn't.
She didn't. But yeah, last question, Coach, and I'm gonna get off the call. Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor too. What you think about that, Coach?
Based on Amanda Serrano's last performance, and I can only base it on that, she's going to have to do better if she's going to fight Katie Taylor this time.
She is. Yeah, Taylor, because Katie Taylor gonna bring it. She's gonna bring it to her too.
Yeah. If Amanda fights Katie Taylor the way she fought her last fight against Cruz, she gonna get beat thoroughly.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell you why, because she was smothering her punches a lot. She gets baited into going toe to toe when she don't have to. When I looked at that fight that Amanda Serrano fought this past weekend, I think the 8th and the 9th round, she fought the girl at a distance. She finally got the range, kept it mid-range, did not get close, and she was catching her clean. She won those 2 rounds.
Clean, right.
She was catching her clean, and then in the 10th round, she went ahead and went right back into the head-to-head, toe-to-toe.
Right back into the pocket.
You know what I mean? They were just head-to-head, just banging. You know what I mean? And
bang it, man. That was a blood fest. You
don't bang with a banger. You box a banger.
No, banger, right.
Yeah.
Right.
You box a banger. She
Yep,
could have.
you right,
She
Coach.
made that fight harder than what it should have been. You get what I'm saying? That's my opinion.
That's
That's my opinion.
That's it, Coach, and you got it right. Hey, Coach, appreciate you for accepting my call. Keep on cooking. You already know I'm tuning in.
Yeah, shout out to Jamario, man. Arkansas, stand up, man. Yeah, man. I think, you know what I mean? Hey, shout out to Jamie. Shout out to Jamie, man. Salute to Jamie, man. I think that Amanda Serrano, and you know, some people feel like that she lost that fight. So now, this is the problem that I have with the scoring on that fight. I don't have a problem with Amanda Serrano winning. This fight, to me, it could have been 115-113. 115-113. Or it could have been a draw. Or it could have been a draw. 115-113, or it could have been a draw. 114-114. But the judges scored this fight. I think they had this fight, they had it 90. One judge had it 97. One judge had it 98 to 92. And two judges had it. No, two judges had it. I think it was two judges had it 98 to 92. Yeah. And one judge had it 97 to 93. And I'm like, which fight were they watching? Yeah, you're right. It was on the 10 rounds. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So, this what the score was. One judge had it. Two judges had it 98, 92. Another judge had it 97, 93. I'm like, what fight was they watching? There's no way that fight was that Amanda. And listen, and I rooted for Amanda. I picked her to win, but that fight wasn't that wide, bro. I'm like, nah, it wasn't that wide. No, sir, it wasn't that wide. Carter, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, man, it's your boy Dope, Coach.
Dope, where you calling from?
Calling from Atlanta, man.
Dope from Atlanta. Talk to me.
Man, I'm telling you, I was at the fight with Richards and Hitchens that night, and when I tell you, the crowd was quiet when that boy John Bozer was getting the pause put on him.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd was quiet. The crowd was quiet, man. That boy Richards and Hitchens, man, he got some skills, man. Like he definitely the real deal. I could see him. I could see him being the top guy at 140. But yeah, he definitely the real deal, Coach.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I like him. I think he's fighting with a new sense of purpose. You know, because over there Mayweather, he was just on the shelf. They wasn't even fighting him. He was just sitting on the shelf.
Right.
So.
Right, which I don't understand. I know your boy Big Lenny gonna be mad about that one.
Yeah, because especially he bad because he went to the zone. He went to he went to match room, and you know Leonard Ellaby hates Eddie Hearn. He went to match room.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and then Eddie Hearn might be rubbing it in on him like, okay, I'm gonna take your fighter, and then I'm gonna make sure that he's fighting on TV so everybody can see him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And we're going to get him the fights that we're going to try to get him the best fights that we can. So the two fights that Hitchens had with thus far with Matchroom has been way more valuable than any of the fights he had on Mayweather Promotions. I don't even remember any fights he had at Mayweather. To be honest with you, that's how long ago it's been.
Exactly, and we didn't see Richards and Hitchens. He didn't already had two fights under his own Matchroom. Like he didn't already had two fights.
Yeah.
And the next fight, they about to put him in there with Montana Love, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? That what he want next. So
yeah.
I don't really think they should put him in there. But this is the funny part about Eddie Hearn too. It's so funny because he was big on Montana Love until he got disqualified. I ain't seen Eddie Hearn say nothing about Montana Love. But I have seen him. I have seen him with Richards and Hitchens though. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Like it's so funny. Eddie Hearn be quick to get off somebody. Like he'd be like, oh he lost, oh I'm off him. You know, this is my new guy at 140.
Hey, Don King was known for doing that. Don King walk in with the champ, he leave with the champ. Don King walk in with Mike Tyson, And as soon as he got knocked out by Buster Douglas, he walked out with doggone. He walked out with Buster Douglas. Like, hey man, like shit.
Eddie Hearn be quick. Hey, Eddie Hearn be quick, man. He be quick to switch up. But hey, coach, keep doing your thing, man. Hey, I just wanted to call in to let you know Richard Hitchens, he's definitely the truth, man. I can't wait to see where his future holds.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. Shout out to Dope from Atlanta. Salute, fam. Yeah, man, salute. Hold on, guys. We got another call coming. Hey, always walk out the ring with the winner. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, guys, it's Alfred in the Bay Area.
Alfred from the Bay. Talk to me.
Hey, I'm really glad that you mentioned that about the scorecards with the Serrano and Erica Cruz fight this weekend, because I thought it was a big slap in the face and a disrespect to that woman that she fought like she had the way she fought like this was it. Like she had no other option in life. Like she fought like she was dirt poor.
Yeah.
And in her mind, with all that blood gushing down in her face and in her eyes, almost the entire fight, she fought her heart out. And for the judges to dishonor her that way was just showed how much of a bias there is for the fighter that they have on the promotion that's getting up the more money or the most money.
I think that was obvious. That was obvious.
Yeah, and there were moments in the fight where I was watching it. I didn't know what to expect at first because I know this woman doesn't have the most amazing record, but when she kept dipping down and firing shots, she was catching Serrano with some really mean left and right hooks clean.
Yeah, she was catching it clean. Yeah.
And the way that Amanda Serrano took that, and she had to dig deep. And I'm sorry, but I think that of both of them, the other one had dug deeper. She came up short, but I mean, just on merit alone, I would have just given that. I would have given that fight a draw. And it robs us fans of not seeing a part two, because that would have been a great part two. And I kept screaming and yelling and throwing shit at the TV. My wife kept yelling.
You know what?
What are you doing over there?
Hey, you know what? Hey, Alfred, you know what? I'm gonna be honest now. Now I picked Amanda Serrano to win this fight. I love Amanda Serrano. I'm being honest with you, man. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. When that fight was over with, I was like, man, I don't know, man. Amanda might have lost this fight. You know what I mean? Cause I was like, outside of those 2 rounds where she fought her clean and kept her distance, like she was getting hit with shots that she shouldn't have got hit with. Now, of course, her name was Nika Cruz. Of course, she was she was more flat-footed and more unorthodox. But bro, she was landing them bombs, bro. She was landing them bombs, and she
was landing those.
Amanda Serrano did not do herself any justice by being right there to be hit. I didn't see the defense from her, and she wasn't gauging the distance and range. It was obvious. Listen, this lady fought. Cruz fought the same way from the first round to the 10th round. And Amanda Serrano really didn't make any adjustments outside of maybe 2 rounds. But she kept getting her name Erica. She kept getting goaded into going toe to toe, blow for blow, and you can't do that, man. You can't do that.
You can't do that. But if Amanda Serrano would have stuck more to her game plan and did more of the distance instead of fighting Cruz's fight, it would have been a different fight, of course. But she didn't. You're right. She got roped into fighting a toe-to-toe fight, which she shouldn't have done. And that's what made. I mean, this woman just had one style hunched over, and at times, did you see how her knees were buckling and she just didn't go down?
She wouldn't go down. Bro, let me tell you something, bro. The blood gushing out of her head, going in her eyes. She would not. She just kept swinging, bro. I'm like, bro, my mouth was half open. I was like, I cannot believe what I'm seeing. She was just throwing them, bro. She was just throwing them. She would not go down. And I'm like, man, Amanda Serrano, why you won't hit her with the uppercut? She dropping her head. Why you won't come up with an uppercut down the middle? Why you won't give her any angles? She wasn't angling her in the pocket. She wasn't coming with uppercuts. None of that. She was just trying to impose her will on her. And Cruz, she wasn't going for that. She wasn't going for that, bro. She's like, nah, this it. You fought the wrong style.
There should have been a strategy change at least, like going into the 6th round and going, listen, or the 7th round. Listen, you start taking angles. Like you said, you got to start taking those openings, because that head was going down so low. She could have a left body hook and landed that head hit that nailed her in the head. And you know what? For Serrano's credit, she did that a couple of, but this woman wouldn't go down.
She wouldn't go down.
So you got to wonder what.
Yeah, she wouldn't go down.
What kind of hit?
Hey, I seen one round where Cruz stumbled back to the corner. She was dazed. She stumbled back to the corner.
Oh, yes.
And
Did you see how the ref back? They had to like point her in the right direction. She was fucked.
Bro, she was.
What kept
Hey, she was dazed. She went back to the corner. I said, yeah, man. She gonna. I said, Amanda gonna stop her this round. Man, Cruz came back out there, bro. Shook that shit off with like whole lot of more. She would not go down. Hey, Alfred, man, salute, fam. We got other calls calling him. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Salute to Alfred, man. Hey, you get what I'm saying? Man, shit. Man, she like, man, you got me. She like, man, you got me fucked up, man. I ain't shit. Bro, she staggered to the corner. Hey, what you say, Serrano, you say, what you say, Flex? You say Serrano could have stopped her and she would have pressed with the uppercuts. Man, yeah, man. Yeah, I think the scoring on that fight was bad. That was bad scoring. I'm not going to lie. That was bad scoring. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Jake from Rochester.
Jake from Rochester, talk to me.
Hey, I was in the first part of when your program began.
Mm-hmm.
You said there was about 1,000 active pro boxers in the world, and I looked that up.
No, I didn't say it was 1,000. I didn't say it was 1,000 active boxers. I said that
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would just, you're right. I did say that. I said, how many active boxers you think in boxing? Maybe 1,000 or whatever. I was just throwing a number out there, but I really don't have any actual facts, to be honest with you, on how many fighters that are boxing around the world. I don't have those actual facts. But I was just throwing that out there. I was just throwing that out there because I was trying to prove a point. But go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I just looked it up, so I wanted to share that there's actually about a little under 20,000 active pro fighters in the world, and just on the welterweight side for men, there's a little over 2,000, which is the biggest weight class in terms of numbers. And I looked up the women's numbers, and Clarissa Shields is a middleweight, and there are 23 professional women's middleweights in the world. So, I mean, like, the talent level, talent pool is very, it's like night, it's not even night and day.
Yeah.
Much more stark than even that. Like, so I just wanted to get that in there.
Hey, thanks for letting me know that. Thanks for letting me know that, fam. Thanks, because I didn't know.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Hey, salute, fam. Thank you for calling in.
I wasn't. Yeah, no problem.
All right. Shout out to Jake, man, from Rochester, man. Hey, thank you for calling in. Let me know that, Jake. Yeah, but my point is this. What I'm glad he brought that back up. What I was trying to say was, however many fighters it is in boxing, okay, like the brother said, 20,000 or something worldwide. Out of the 20,000, how many Canelos we have? You picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, let's do this. Canelo Joshua, Fury Wilder. Tank Davis. We'll put Tank down here. Tank Devin Haney. Shit. Man, I don't even know who else to put down here. I'm just saying, whoever's supposed to be getting the hype. Okay, Spence, we'll say Spence Crawford. Shit. Spence Crawford. We'll put them down there just for the sake of it. Spence Crawford, who else you would say is a star in the sport of boxing? They like throw that name around there. Okay, we'll throw Jamel Charlo down there as well. We'll put Caleb Plant down there. I'm just throwing something, because a lot of these people like to throw the word star around all the time, right? Jamel and Jamel ain't even no damn star. There's nothing star about Jamel. He is the undisputed junior middleweight champion of the world, but he is far from a star. But don't nobody know who he is, really. Jamal, you want to throw Jamal on there? Okay, we'll throw Jamal on there for argument's sake. Jamal and let's say Benavidez. We'll throw Benavidez on there. Let's go to the UK. We got Chris Eubank. We got Eubank. We'll go to the UK. We have Eubank and we have Conor Ben. We have put Ben on there. Who else? Who else in the UK? Who else you want to put? We want to put Derek Chisora on there. We'll put Chisora on there. We'll put Chisora on there. We'll put Dillian White on there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I got 16 fighters so far. Who else you want to throw in there? Okay, the brother said Usyk. Yeah, we throw Usyk on there. We throw Usyk on there. These are the stars in boxing. The cash cows or whatever, right? The stars. Now, we ain't talking about Rolly Romero. We know Rolly Romero ain't no star. Rolly Romero is he's a product of Leonard Ellaby's rhetoric. He's a product of Leonard Ellaby's rhetoric. No, I'm just talking about the men, Jamie. I'm not even talking about the women. Because the women don't make nowhere near as much money as the men. I'm not even talking about the women. I'm not, and the women, and the women, you got what? What you got in the women? You have Shields, Savannah Marshall, Katie Taylor, Alycia Baumgartner, and Alycia Baumgartner ain't had that many fights. She ain't making no money like that. She ain't making no money like that at all. But these are the stars in women. Shields, Marshall, Taylor, Baumgartner, Michaela Meyer. Who else? Who else supposed to be the stars over there? Y'all help me out. Who else supposed to be the stars over there? Hey, shout out to Marquis. What did he say, fam? He said we not just reaching, we're stretching. No more than 5 stars in boxing. 3 on the borderline. But I'm trying to, what I'm trying to do, Marquis, I'm just trying to, you know what I mean? I'm trying to leave room for error. You get what I'm saying, fam? I'm just trying to leave room for error. So my point, okay, we'll throw a new way on there. A new way got an entire country behind him. Yeah, we'll throw a new way on there. We got a new way. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I got 18 fighters and men boxing. 18 guys that you might want to say the stars. And out of the 18, it ain't but 2. When fighters fight them, they make 8 figures. Oh yeah, Triple G. I forgot all about Triple G. But ain't nobody making no 8 figures fighting Triple G. But we'll throw Triple G on there. So my point is this. This is my point. Now, out of all of these guys, there's only a couple of these fighters that's carrying the actual sport. In America, there's only one fighter that carries the sport in America. That's Canelo. Maybe. Okay, I forgot all about. We'll throw Ryan Garcia on there, and we'll throw Tio on there for the Teofimo fans, just to make them happy. Just to make the Teofimo fans happy, we'll throw him on there too. So we're gonna have Ryan, Tio, Triple G, a new way from Japan. Usyk is from Ukraine. Derek Chisora from the UK. Dillian White from the UK. Conor Ben from the UK. Chris Eubank Jr. from the UK. Jamal Charlo, David Benavidez, Jamel Charlo, Caleb Plant, Spence Crawford, Tank Devin, Fury Wilder, Fury from the UK, Wilder from America, Canelo Joshua. And guess what? Out of everybody on this goddamn list, it ain't but 2 fighters on here. When you fight them, you gonna make 8 figures. And if you're not gonna make 8 figures, you're gonna make a mid 7 figures. Because a lot of these guys who never made 7 figures for a fight before in their life, when they fought Joshua and fought Canelo, they made 7, 8 figures fighting them. That's what cash cows do. They gonna make sure they so big. I'm gonna make sure you get whatever, all the millions that you want. Plus, I'm gonna get all the millions that I want. Right? That's fine. So if you got 20,000 fighters, and men's boxing is top heavy. This is why you see the same fighters getting talked about all the time. Do you get what I'm saying? This is why it's the same fighters being talked about all the time, because out of these 20,000 fighters that the brother just called in, Alfred gave me a name and just told me it's over 20,000 fighters. Hell, in men's boxing alone, it ain't but what? What you got? Three star fighters? You get what I'm saying? It's top heavy. And then I just showed you right here. Check this out. I want to show you guys something. Now, this is 2021. Bola VIP. This is boxing salary 2021. How much do boxers make per fight? It's a high-profile boxers could be among the top earners in the sports world, like Saul Canelo Alvarez, Anthony Joshua, We'll throw Tyson Fury in there. You know what I mean? However, only a few make it to the big events and cash in mind-blowing figures, while most of them struggle to even make a living from boxing. Do you guys know this? Now, of course, they got Floyd Mayweather. He's not boxing anymore. They got Canelo there, right? It say boxing fights are among the most watched sport events on the planet. They're among the most watched sport events on the planet. This is true. With stellar main cards and the hog, what he say? Oh yeah, sorry about that. With stellar main cards that hog the spotlight at the biggest stages in Las Vegas, New York, and many more places. They showing Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez, and Manny Pacquiao are just some of the biggest names in the sports. Okay, we can remove Floyd Mayweather because Floyd Mayweather ain't boxing no more. And we can remove Manny Pacquiao because he ain't boxing no more. They doing exhibitions now, right? So the only guy that's here is Canelo over here in America, right? That's the only guy that's here, that's Canelo over here in America. It say pay-per-view bouts, sponsors, and mind-boggling prizes are some of the reasons that explain how many of these famous boxers amass their fortunes and go on to have wealthy lifestyles. Now, which fighters you know are doing great pay-per-view bouts, sponsors, and have mind-boggling prizes that are some of the reasons that allow these boxers to amass fortunes? Who in America is amassing a fortune in America right now outside of Canelo Alvarez in comparison to him?
True.
I'm just asking. Let's continue. I'm not finished. However, it would be naive to think this is the case for the average boxer, and that there aren't millions of amateur fighters struggling to make it in the end of the month. And we're going to talk about the pros in a minute. How much do pro boxers get paid per fight? Boxing doesn't work like a conventional job where you get paid a monthly or weekly salary or stable salary, right? It doesn't work that way. And it's even hard to tell what's the average earning of a boxer. Money varies considerably depending on several factors. According to Bowler VIP, the average professional boxer can make between $22,000 and $37,000 a year. This was as of 2021. According to Comeback Sports Events, but those earnings would be reduced as they don't include travel, health, training, and management expenses, which have to be afforded by the boxer himself with those incomes. Meaning whatever the fighter makes, he's going to have to pay for travel, he's going to have to pay for his health insurance, whatever, training, and management expenses. And of course, the promoter got to get his cut too, right? It said, besides, there are no laws currently, there are no law regulations as for the minimum wage of a boxer, making this situation even more complicated, and prizes per fight could be significantly lower. Shocking as it may sound, beginner boxers could earn less than $1,000 per fight. So according to this article, here you go right here, let me see. Now let's see where we're going at right here. He said, when we talk about the famous superstars, we talk about a whole different situation, like a Canelo. It's no secret that Mayweather has amassed one of the biggest fortunes in sports. We know that. His nickname is Money. But as of right now, what fighters are measuring up to that from a money standpoint? This is why I tell you guys, some of your favorite fighters, that they be calling stars, man, my fighter's a star. Like, where is the star at? They telling me Rolly Romero and Esau Cruz is a star. Jaime Muguia is a star. Interesting. Yeah, it is. He's a star, huh? He's a star? Okay, huh? He's a star. All right. All these goddamn stars, huh? Let these dudes tell it. All these other fighters stars, huh? Okay. Only a handful of bosses find themselves in this situation where they can earn enough to live through it for the rest of their lives. And many other fighters struggle to make a living from the sport. Many of them do. So, if the average fighter is making anywhere from $22,000 to $37,000 a year, where all these dudes on the line arguing, talking about money and all the millions of dollars that fighters make in boxing, where they at? Can anyone name them, please? Name them. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. What's going on, fam? What's going on, Major Key? I'm saying, where they at? Where they at? These fighters boxing, they making millions in boxing, boy. Everybody doing good in boxing. No, where they at? Where? Please point them out. Listen, I tell you what, remove Canelo from the equation, remove Joshua from the equation, remove Fury and Wilder from the equation, and give me your best shot. Shout out to Marquis. Remove Canelo, Joshua, Fury, and Wilder from the equation and give me your best shot. And out of these guys that's on this list, only 2 you gonna make 8 figures fighting if they decide to pay you that. And Wilder and Fury, they make the most money fighting each other. So I'm just saying, point them out to me. If there's so much money in boxing, explain to me why the average fighter was only making anywhere between $22,000 to $37,000 a year. Again, I don't know nothing about the UFC. So if the UFC is so bad and the fighters ain't making no money over there, then surely your argument can't be, well, in boxing, they're making a lot of money in boxing. They're making a lot more money in boxing than they do in the UFC. Or they do where? What, $22,000 to $37,000 a year? That's a lot more money than what they're making in the UFC? I'm just asking, B. I'm just asking. You get what I'm saying? I'm just asking. A sport that's been around since the 1800s, boxing. A sport that's been around since the 1800s is making and you comparing that to a sport that's been around for 30 years, which is UFC or MMA, whatever, right? You get what I'm saying? Like y'all telling me, goddamn it, it's all this money in boxing and UFC ain't paying their fighters. It look like to me in boxing, they not paying their fighters neither.
True.
That's what it looked like to me. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Troy Graham, Baltimore. How you doing, man?
Troy, talk to me, fam.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I agree with you because we learned a while back from Ring 10 that there's only 1 or 2% of boxers really making all those millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Everybody else is not making that much money. And as far as the UFC, this is the difference between them. They're not controlled by Hydra, which is like a multi-headed dragon. They only have one dragon over there that's running things, right?
Yeah.
And they don't and they don't really base their fights on stars. They base their fights on fights.
Right.
If it's the best fight, then they're going to put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you look at it, John Jones may be more talented than Wilder, but Wilder is more known than John Jones.
Yeah, he is.
Right?
Yeah.
But the fights still get made.
Hold on. Wilder more known than John Jones? I don't know, because I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how popular John. Again, that's information that I don't know about the UFC, so I really don't know who is more popular in comparison to boxing.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, when it comes to the mainstream media, when it comes to mainstream and all that, I would say Wilder is more popular than him simply because of his fights with Fury. And he's a knockout person and all that. Whereas John Jones is known for his talent over there, but he's not really a known commodity outside of the UFC, I believe. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
Yeah, but that's the difference, man. I mean, if boxing could get I'll give you a perfect example when it comes to boxing. When Tyson went to jail, everybody was shoveling the dirt on Don King's grave, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, Don King is over. He ain't got nobody. After that, he was the one who instilled the best fights to put on. Chavez might have been the headliner, but it was like 3 championship fights on one card, right? And so basically, he's the one that started that best fights to keep the people coming instead of right fighter. No, best fights. Right. It ain't about the fight. It's about the best fights because that's what people pay to see, right? Just that simple. So, you have a good day, man. Keep doing what you're doing, and bless up. And if you want to tune in tonight, Rick is on tonight over there on Major Key Boxing.
All right, shout out to Troy, man. Salute, fam. Shout out Troy. All right, man. Shout out to the Undisputed Talk, man. Shout out to the Undisputed Talk. Salute, fam. I'm from renewing, becoming a new member. You say John Jones had never sold less than 500,000 pay-per-view buys. The ESPN deal guaranteed the UFC the same money no matter who fights. Yeah, I can't really, I really need to be educated more in the UFC because I like the UFC myself. I think it's a phenomenal sport. You know what I mean? But I just like to show what I'm trying to do to Martin is this. I like to show when you have people making an argument that UFC ain't making no money as though they're making all the money in boxing. Ain't nobody making no money in boxing. Boxing is top heavy. It's top heavy, right? I just read you the names. Boxing is top heavy. They gotta inflate. They gotta come with hyperbole and tell you Rolly Romero a star, Jamal Charlo a star. They gotta try to sell you and make me and you believe that Jamal Charlo is a star when we know he's not. Jamal Charlo is undisputed and don't nobody know who he is. Outside of the Chitlin circuit. Outside of the YTBC, don't nobody know who he is. They trying to sell me that Rolly Romero is a star. How? Where he a star at? I'm a star. Well, where you a star at? This word star gets thrown around just too much, dog. You know what I mean? Okay, he's a star because he's popular with your YouTube group. He's popular with your YouTube group. Oh, he popular with the LDBC, so he popular. He's a star. Oh, he's a star because Leonard Ellaby said so? Oh, Leonard Ellaby said he was a star, so that's why he a star. Lion Leonard, Booger Ray. What numbers do you have to back that up? Like, you guys get what I'm saying? You guys get what I'm saying? Hell, man, come on, man. Bro, ain't none of these dudes making no money like that. None of them. In comparison to the top guys. And as you can see, there's levels to it. I don't know, man. In boxing, they got these manufactured stars. These niggas don't want to fight nobody. You know what I mean? They got 1 million belts. Hey, PBC sort of say, Coach still hate no Big Rolo.
True.
Hey, PBC. He said, I'm hate no Big Rolo. Big Rolo. He said, I'm hate no Big Rolo. Hey, PBC, I ain't hating, dog. I ain't hating, fam. I'm just saying, dog. Hey, shout out to Body King Boxing. I'm just saying, dog. Man, listen, I can rock with Rolo, but when you telling me that you a star, shout out to my sister Lisa Bells. When you telling me that you a star and that you coming out with demands like, oh, I don't want to fight him. He ain't fought nobody. Don't nobody know who he is. I'm a cash cow. He clout chasing me. I'm gonna be his highest payday. Dude, you literally made $500,000 fighting Tank Davis. You made $500,000 fighting Tank Davis. What the hell you mean you a cash cow? The dude want to fight you. He clout chasing you. What clout? You ain't got no clout. They bought you an orange Bugatti and gave you a coloring book. Come on, man. Carter, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? It's the inevitable. D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville, Baltimore, step up.
D-Block, talk to me.
What's up, Coach? Hey, man, what a great weekend it was for women boxing, man. Overall, great for boxing. Right. This is what we needed. We needed a good injection into our bloods of why we love this sport. I mean, these women really came out. And Hitchens looked good, man. He looked good.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
So, also, I'm very excited to say that Golden Boy has just released more pictures of himself. And, man, this guy is showing off on Instagram, man.
Who you talking about, Hitchens?
Oscar de la Hoya, man. That guy's out there taking pictures half naked with the Ring magazine.
Yeah, Ring magazine. He took a picture in the bank with all his money. Seen all that money he was sitting next to? Yeah, Oscar, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Oscar, man. Shit, Oscar, man, Hey, that's what happened when you got so much money, you don't know what to do. Go ahead.
Yeah, did you know that they actually offered him $1 million when he got caught up with those pictures? Did you know that, Coach?
No, I didn't know that.
It's crazy, man. But about Benavidez and Caleb Plant, we still talking about them, right?
Yeah, we're still talking about Benavidez and Caleb Plant. Because, matter of fact, you gave me my subject matter today because you told me, my brother, this is what you said this you said Friday. You said that David Benavidez does not deserve a shot at Canelo Alvarez. And you gave your reasons why. So my question was, okay, if David Benavidez is the interim champion and he's the mandatory to fight Canelo, right? I'm saying, of course, he has to beat Caleb Plant, of course, and we don't know if he can beat him, if he can't beat him. But but he is the mandatory to Canelo, and he has an interim belt. So if the argument is Benavidez does not deserve has not earned the right or deserve a shot to fight Canelo because he hasn't done enough, my question is, what did John Ryder do to deserve a shot at Canelo? And he's the WBO mandatory.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, like I answered last time, Coach. I mean, we in the era of greatness, right? Canelo's days are coming out. They're numbered already, and everybody's just trying to hit that lottery. You know, I mean, they're trying to get their last numbers in, see who's going to be the luckiest one. And guess who got lucky? Ryder, because he's a mandated fighter to fight him, right? And up next would be, I would guess it would be the WBC rankings mandated. But because Canelo has beef with Bivol, that fight's going to have to wait till 2024. I mean, does Benavidez deserve it? Not right now, not till maybe next year. What do you think about that? What do you think about an answer with that?
If Benavidez is the mandatory, and let's say he beats Caleb Plant, he deserves a shot at Canelo just like John Ryder deserves a shot at Canelo. There's no difference.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that, but Suleiman knows where the money's coming from, and he knows to make sure that he got his golden goose happy. He's gonna let Canelo fight Bivol, and probably Bivol's gonna fight at 168. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? To make a lot of money out of that fight.
I see what you're saying. He's gonna allow him to. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I can see that. I definitely can see that. As a matter of fact, I can see that. I can see Mauricio Suleiman allowing Canelo to fight Bivol this year. And then 2024, next year, see where the WBC mandatory interim champion lines in at. More than likely, whoever wins this fight between Caleb Plant and Benavidez, more than likely they're going to have another fight this year that's not named Canelo in order for them to stay sharp, hopefully, so they can get it, so they can get to it next year.
One more thing, Coach. I know you're gonna. I gotta hang up. I know there's people. You remember last time I told you that fight was gonna be like Sugar Shea Mosley and Margarito? Well, I changed my mind.
Which fight?
I really think this is going to be a Pernell Whitaker, Julio Cesar Chavez type of fight.
Which fight?
Where Benavidez is going to have Benavidez and Plant. Well, I could see Benavidez having that, come forward pressure. But I think Whitaker had, just like Whitaker with Chavez, he had good leg movement. He knew how to move around him. And I think that's the problem with Benavidez, even though a lot of people say he knows how to cut off the ring. But I still think that the white man that wants to be the chocolate man, he don't want to. He's the white chocolate man, which is Caleb Plant. The brother that everybody accepts now. I think his leg movement, his combinations. He got the little Pernell Whitaker, and he got a little bit of Sugar Ray. So let's be honest with that. All right, that's all I gotta say. D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville, Baltimore, stand up.
You said Pernell Whitaker, man. Hey. It ain't nothing Pernell. It ain't nothing Pernell or Whitaker about Caleb Plant. Ain't nothing Pernell or Whitaker about Caleb Plant. Well, Pernell, especially 135. 135, Sweet Pea, man, that dude will sit right in front of you, pull your pants down, hit 2, 3, 4 times before you realize what's going on. He said Pernell Whitaker, who didn't see the shot, man? D-Block. I didn't call out what he said. So Caleb Plant's supposed to be. Hold on. So Caleb Plant's supposed to be Pernell and Benavidez supposed to be Chavez. Boys.
True.
Hey, goddamn D-Block, boy. Hey man, y'all gotta get D-Block, man. Yeah, hey, listen, man, y'all gotta get D-Block, man. Hey man, come on, man. D-Block, cut it out. Hey, He can pay both of them. He can pay both of them the doggone. He can pay both of them the doggone what it is, Pernell and Chavez. And you guys know I don't mean to pivot a little bit. You know, one of my favorite fighters of all time, but definitely coming out of Mexico is my main man, Salvador Sanchez. In my opinion, I love Salvador Sanchez.
Well, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and saying Al Heyman. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me? But a name. Do you have a name? Oh, nah, I ain't got no name, Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Hey, shit, ain't up in Pernell Whitaker. Boy, hush. Hey, y'all know I just be clowning when I say money makes a little bit of Sugar Ray. I just be clowning on that, to be honest with you. I hope nobody take me serious. Carter, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Ricky Ricardo, San Antonio. What's up, Coach?
Hey, Ricky Ricardo, talk to me.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I enjoyed that this weekend, the live. That was cool, man. Had a good time, as usual. I thought the scorecards for Amanda Serrano and Cruz were horrible, man.
Yeah, me
I
too.
think it was a close fight. It could have gone either way,
yeah.
My opinion. Alycia Baumgardner, hell of a fight, man. I picked her by a decision, a tough decision, and that girl Nicolette came, but Alycia Gardner, she just had more in the tank, especially when it comes to her power. And that last shot was an uppercut, and I think she got robbed of a knockdown. But whatever, she got the win deservedly. So I would like to see her. I don't mind the Michaela Mayer rematch, and I don't mind if she jumps in there with the winner of Taylor and Serrano. So that's my take on the ladies. When it comes to Benavidez and Canelo, yeah, Benavidez should get the shot. He's next in the queue. It doesn't matter how he wins. I would think he needs to win in dramatic fashion just to raise the stock a little bit, just to get people talking a little bit more, add a little bit more to the want that people want for this fight. But yeah, man, I think he should get a shot. Why not? He's next in line.
You say you think? Oh, okay, all right, never mind. No, you cleared it up. You say you think he need to build his profile.
Yeah.
So do you think this fight with Plant, if he can win, would that be enough to suffice?
Yeah. Canelo fought him, so not only that though, Benavidez is next in line. You know what I mean? So we know his past issues that he's had, whatever, but we're here at the now. If he can get the win, yeah. And not only that, I want to see this shit cleared up at 175 first before Canelo goes back up there. Let Bivol and Beterbiev, let all that shit, let them clean out that division. Let one of them do what they got to do. Hopefully that fight can get made. And I want to see Canelo defend his titles at 168, at least with Benavidez. Mm-hmm. So that's my thoughts on that. I would love to see that fight in September.
All right, shout out to Ricky Ricardo, man. Salute, fam.
That's my call, yes, Coach.
Hey, Boxing Truth, what you say, fam? You say Canelo would drop the belt, he won't fight David. They did an interview, David Benavidez, his father, they did an interview saying that. They saying that that Canelo won't fight him at all. He said, man, he rather drop that belt than to fight David. And what I saw, what I've been seeing, Boxing Truth, is, just a lot of people have been saying, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but yeah, quite a few people online have been saying that for some reason when it comes to David Benavidez, they really don't like this guy. They really don't like this guy. And they say things like he's not Mexican and this and that and yada, 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 yada. It's justification for why they don't like him, and he don't deserve a shot at Canelo, this and that. And it's coming from people who are not Mexican themselves. They was born right here in America. They Chicanos. So it's like, okay, well, if that's your argument, you're not Mexican neither. You get what I'm saying? So, so my thing is, outside of that, how do you feel that he doesn't deserve a shot at Canelo, especially if he beats Caleb Plant, and he is an interim champion? And my thing is, okay, if you feel that way, then what did John Ryder do to deserve a shot to fight Canelo? You get what I'm saying? So you get what I'm saying now? When you go down that, that's a slippery slope now. That's a slippery slope now. Because now we gotta sit back and say, okay, well, what he did to deserve a shot, and what this dude did to deserve a shot, and what about this one here and this one there? And it seems like to me that when it comes to Benavidez, there's a whole lot of gymnastics when it comes to him. You get what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of gymnastics when it comes to him, and I don't get it. I don't understand why. Shout out to Jonathan. Hey, okay. He said Coach Big Bang Zane and Joe Joyce is fired. Oh, is that fight next? I got Joe Joyce. I got Joe Joyce knocking Zane out. The Juggernaut and Zane. Neither one of them got no defense, really. Neither fighter have defense. You know what? Hey, Jonathan, I'm gonna go with Joe Joyce on that. You know what, Jonathan? I'm gonna go with Joe Joyce on that, fam. I'm gonna go with Joe Joyce on that. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Joe Joyce on that. I like Joe Joyce. He's slow. He's slow now, but hey, I'm gonna go with Joe Joyce on that. Hey, yo, hey, what to say? Zane got robbed his last fight. Yeah, who that was he got robbed against? Was that Ergovich? Hey, Halim, who that was he got robbed against? Who that was that Zane got robbed against? A lot of people feel who that was he got robbed against. Okay, Ergovich, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. You know what, man? I kind of, I like the Juggernaut though. I like the Juggernaut. You know, it's Juggernaut be coming in there with the Juggernaut helmet on. He be running to the ring. He be running to the ring. You get what I'm saying? So I like the Juggernaut. I like the Juggernaut. Shit, Juggernaut just gonna keep coming forward. I don't think the Juggernaut know how to fight on the back foot. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's good, Slim? Hey, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Man, look. You know you my man, $100 grand, but Slim, come on, man. Serrano beat that girl convincingly. I scored the fight 97-93.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
That's the way I scored. Yeah, but it was, how many times was Serrano hurt in that fight?
Man, she was smothering her shots. She was getting hit clean with overhand rights. She could have fought that fight a whole lot more cleaner than what she did. She just got goaded into going blow for blow.
A lot cleaner. I got you. She could have fought it a lot cleaner, but she was never in danger in that fight. But the fact is that Cruz got hurt several times in that fight. She did. You can count at least 4 times. I counted 6. But at least 4 times Cruz was hurt in that fight. Serrano just quite couldn't close the show. And you got to understand, man, with all that blood, every time Serrano landed a punch, the judges seen that shit because the blood was flying every motherfucking way. You dig?
Yeah, the blood came, but you got to understand that, that she got that cut on her head from a headbutt. You get what I'm saying?
I got that. I'm just saying in general. That doesn't change the fact that when Serrano threw a punch and it landed on her face, the blood wasn't splattering every goddamn day. You dig? Yeah. So that has a lot to do with it. I just thought that's the way I scored it, 97-93. It wasn't close to me. I'm sorry. And then Cruz is a good fight. I knew the fight was going to go the way it was going to go. I just thought Serrano was going to eventually stop. Cruz had a lot of pressure, but it wasn't educated pressure. You dig what I'm telling you? It wasn't educated.
Yeah, she definitely fought flat-footed. She didn't make no adjustments at all.
That's why I said, like, Serrano the same way. She just couldn't take her out. Yeah, that's all. I just didn't see the fight close. Hell of a weekend for boxing, man. It was like 2 fights of the year. I think Navarrete and Wilson had fight of the year. Baumgartner did her fucking thing.
That girl got power, man.
You already know how I feel about. Yeah, you already know how I feel about.
When I see Baumgartner, man, she reminds me of a female Tony Harris, but she just got power with it. She has power, man. Like you can tell, she. I'm looking at her style prior to working with him, and I'm like, man, it's like he don't. It's just she has power. She has power with it. That girl can crack, man.
I can't wait till they make that rematch with Meta. That's going. I can't wait till that rematch get made. But of course, you already know my youngin' showed out. Richardson Hitchens. 140 division.
He did.
You know how I feel about 140. Yeah. I love the 140 division, man. We got another one out there showing y'all why the 140 division is the best division in all of boxing. Too many thorough motherfuckers in the division. Too many of them. It's just too many of them. You don't know who the best motherfucker is.
No, man. Like that 140 pretty good division, man.
It's too goddamn good. That's what makes it a great division. You don't know who the best motherfucker is. You know, you say who the top 5, motherfuckers will give you 5 different motherfucking answers, Mo. You tell you who the top 5 in 147. We already gonna see we already know who the 40. You know, it's just go to heavyweight or go to middleweight. Okay, man, that 140 just specialized for 140 in the women boxing. No, that's all. But you know, we just gonna have to disagree on agree to disagree on that Cruz and Serrano. Serrano, watch that girl. How entertaining fight though. Hell of a fight.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it too, man. I have no complaints about this weekend. Really, that was just
what
fun.
you got on the who you got before I grow? Who you got on Serrano Katie too? You see how they give us. You see how the women give us the fights we want and shit. That shit crazy.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. If Amanda Serrano fight Katie Taylor the way she fought her last fight, I got Katie Taylor watching her.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, I thought Katie won the first fight just by a head. But we'll see. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. I don't know yet. I'm gonna reserve my shit till we get closer.
All right.
And then that's that. All right. I'll let
shout out to my brother Rob Boy Fresh, DC in the building, man. DC in the building. Everybody say Jamie. Jamie, shout out to Jamie. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said Mexicans and South Americans don't really like each other. David being half Ecuadorian can have something to do with the hate he's getting. And I think it's more so of a cultural thing because I was talking to my neighbor. My neighbor, he's been living over here for he's 60. He's been living over here for 41 years, and he said that like the Mexican Americans, they call them Chicanos. They don't really look at them as being real Mexicans. It's a cultural thing. You know what I mean? Chicanos, the pochos, los pochos, stuff like that. He was bringing down some things to me. And I just think that because of the American culture, a lot of them, some of them don't really speak Spanish the way the Mexicans from Mexico, you know what I mean, speak it and stuff like. I think it's more so of a cultural thing, you know what I mean? That's what I gather from. It's just a cultural thing. You know what I mean? So I mean, that's just a cultural thing. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't think that have anything to do with, just a fighter's skills, of course, and for me, for me, that's not the determining factor for me, whether I'm going to pick a fighter to win a fight or not. And I'm not saying that that's what other people are doing who don't like David Benavidez. But these are some of the things that I hear them say. They don't like him because, he ain't no real Mexican, But some of the people who are saying it, if you were born right here in America, you ain't no real Mexican either. So, you know what I'm saying? So to me, that's a mute point. You get what I'm saying? Outside of the thing, D, he said you can't say you're the best at 140 without beating Josh Taylor, in my opinion. Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis, like some of those guys there, man. Like I think highly of both of those fighters. I'm calling. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? It's Martin from New Jersey.
Yeah, Martin from New Jersey. Talk to me, man.
Yeah, Coach. David Benavidez and deserves a title shot just as much as John Ryder. The only thing is David Benavidez went through the WBC, John Ryder went through the WBO, but they both deserve their shot. That's it.
They both. You said they both deserve a shot.
They both deserve their shot. They both did enough to deserve their shot. Like David Benavidez is gonna fight Caleb Plant. He deserves a shot if he wins. John Ryder, eventually it was supposed to be Andrade against Parker, but Andrade, I think he got hurt or pulled out of the fight because he ain't like the money. In comes John Ryder, beats Parker, and he gets the shot. That's how that went. And the girl fight, it was a little bit closer than what it was, but Amanda, got the win. I mean, but she fought the wrong. She did fight the wrong fight, man. She's getting hit with shots that she shouldn't have got hit with. And that girl is Pitbull's aunt. I heard.
Yeah, I heard.
Cruz, Erica Cruz.
Yeah, I heard that too.
She fights just like him.
Just like him. Yeah, just like him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard I heard that as well. I heard that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his
and one more thing. Isn't it amazing how we have so many, all these female undisputed champions that want to fight each other. And right after Amanda becomes undisputed, they announce the Katie Taylor fight. Like right away, it's like they're giving the people what they want. And men need to these guys. You can even get
Earl Spencer come in the ring after a bar fight or vice versa.
Mhm.
If Bud is in the area when Earl Spence fight, Earl Spence, I think, why he here? You know, like that's the type of weird stuff that's going on in men's boxing these days.
Yeah, men boxing is it's not all of men's boxing. It's just dealing with certain weight divisions and certain fighters, and
Yeah,
you know, it just
fighters, not all.
Yeah, it is what it is because we're getting the new way. We're getting the new way fight. You know what I mean? The new way is new way and what my main man is.
Yeah, Steph, cool boy, coach. I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a fight right there. And yeah, you know, like that's all I wanted to say, coach. But you know, and D Block is wilding out though. That's the only thing I wanted to say.
You say D Block wilding out.
Yeah, I like the dude, but he be getting me where he sound a little biased against certain fighters and stuff like that.
Yeah, D Block be like live by die block. D Block in the building. What's up, coach? It's the inevitable. D Block, D Town, D City, Baltimore. Where you at? Stand up.
And I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back and I say he's wilding, but you know, this is what it is. Coach, keep up the good work, man.
Yes,
much
sir,
love.
Yeah, much love to you, man. Salute, fam. Shout out to Bob from Jersey. Hey, that doggone D Block be like live by die by. G code. Hey, G code. Live by die by. I got there D Block. D Block got a hell of an intro. It's the inevitable. You know what I mean? Check this out. Hold on. I want you guys to hear something. Because I was listening to an interview and Cool Boy was like, man, he just let. Hey, shout out to Eric Gomez. Salute, fam. To this day. Salute to Eric Gomez in the building, man. Bomb squad in the building. But yeah, D Block. No, but I was listening to a Cool Boy, and he was saying that to make that fight with the New Way was very, very simple. You know what I mean? He said once he found out that the New Way was moving up to 122, he said he let Al Heyman know, hey, look, this is the fight that I want next. Make this fight happen. Allow me to do this stuff. And he said, man, it happened just like that. He said it happened just like that. You get what I'm saying? So, and I did hear Deontay Wilder say this as well. I heard Deontay Wilder say that, hey, man, he said that Al Heyman let us, like, he don't get in the way of us making fights. He say, and I let him, when I want to fight, or when the fight, this is what Deontay Wilder said. I got to find the actual video because I think he did it with Ellie Setback. He said when the fighter want to fight somebody. Now, this is what he said now. I don't know how true it is, but this is what he said. He said, I don't get in the way. He don't get in the way of us fighting each other. So if the fight don't happen, it ain't no Al. Now, this is what Deontay Wilder is saying. Now, I've been hearing conflicting things, but I can only go by what that actual fighter said. Deontay Wilder, doggone Cool Boy, say that he ain't have no problems fighting, getting this fight with the New Way. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, he didn't get no problem. He didn't get no problem making this fight with the New Way. He said it happened just like that, literally. So, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. So, so some people, you know, certain fighters do certain things and some fighters can't. So I won't. I don't know. But according to Deontay Wilder, he said Al Heyman don't get in the way of nobody, no PBC fighters making fights. That's what he said. Again, I don't know. I can only go by what the Bronze Bomber said. And then I see Cool Boy Steph, he want to fight a New Way. That fight happened like that. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, B. I'm just saying. That's what they say. So, Hey, shout out to Kenny. He said Cool Boy insinuated he gonna try to stop a New Way. What'd you say? He said I hope he wasn't being serious. You know what though, Keena? You know, Cool Boy is the bigger fighter. He is the bigger fighter, so you know, I don't know. You know what, Keena? Like, I'm very, very excited for this fight. Boxing need this fight. Boxing really needs this fight. If a New Way, you know, they fighting in Japan, it's against all odds. And I'm gonna be honest with you, fam. I kind of like watching against all odds fights. You get what I'm saying? I kind of like watching against all odds type fights. You see what I'm saying? When you have against all odds type fights, I like that. Everything is against the home fighter. You know, everything is against the away fighter. People may cry and say, oh man, Nue got to go to Japan, man. Why you got to go to Japan and fight? They may rob him over there. I'm like, dude, fighters come from all over the world and fight American fighters all the time. They have that same worry as well. You know, when I hear these, hey Jamie, when I hear these dudes talking about, you know, man, he got to go to Japan and fight it. All that stuff there, the Japanese judges, they may try to rob him. The Japanese judge may try to rob him. I'm like, bro, they act like fighters don't get robbed in America. What about fighters like Inoue? What about fighters like Beterbiev? All they do is go around the world fighting people, beating them. Every belt, I'm not talking about a fighter going overseas one time, winning and coming back. I'm talking about a fighter. You got, and this is why I think so highly of Usyk. Not necessarily because he's born the same day I'm born, January 17th. That has nothing to do with it. But I'm talking about the mindset that one must have. Katie Taylor came over here and fought in America, fought Amanda Serrano in New York. She fought Amanda Serrano in New York. In New York. You get what I'm saying? And what did he say? He say, so Wilder didn't want all that money to face Joshua? Yeah. We are. Man, we already know, man. And you already know the double standards and triple standards with Joshua and Wilder. That right there, man, it just, man. Bro, like, it just certain things, it just certain arguments, man, that people make. They argue both sides of the coin. They argue heads and tails. You can't beat them. They can't beat them. They argue heads and tails. Listen, they'll use an argument, and I said this before. And I hate talking about these two fighters. I have came to the conclusion, like I hated talking about Canelo and it's certain fighters that I hated talking about because I could not stand their fan bases, right? Canelo was one of them. What's my main man name? The Matrix. What the dude named The Matrix? Lomachenko was another. Spence and Crawford is getting to that point now as well with me. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because there's always double talk, both sides of the coin talk. Wilder and Fury was another. No, Tyson Fury is another one. I went to war with Tyson Fury fans last year. And the thing is this here. There's always, like, they'll say it when it's heads, they'll say, hey, I remember this like it was yesterday. And I wasn't on YouTube at the time, but I remember this. Because they still have these arguments. One fighter has 3 belts. He did the heavy lifting. I'm not going to say the fighter's name. But these are the talking points. One fighter has 3 belts. My fighter did the heavy lifting. My fighter deserves more of the pie. My fighter deserves more money, more of the pie. He's the bigger star. He got 3 belts. He did the heavy lifting. Let's stop right there. The other fighter that we don't like, he ain't got but 1 belt. But listen, the fighter that has 3 belts, that's just one half of the equation. The 2 fighters that you say that ain't did nothing, that got 1 belt, if he come together with the other fighter that has 3 belts, guess what? That's what's going to make it a big fight. One half of the equation is never going to make all the money by himself without the other half. So they'll use that argument in one breath, right? So let's say we run with that argument. But when it comes to Joshua and Deontay Wilder, they argue the other side. Okay, Anthony Joshua had what? 3 belts. Did he not? Did Joshua have not 3 belts? Did he not? Yes. Wilder had what? 1 belt, right? Yes. Joshua had 3 belts. Wilder had 1 belt. And you follow me? Do you follow me? Joshua had 3 belts. Wilder had 1 belt. Did they say, well, Joshua did the heavy lifting? He's supposed to get more money. He deserved this and that. And Wilder only had one belt. No, they didn't say that. Do you know what they said? Hey, Lisa, you remember that? What Lisa Bell's at? Lisa, you remember that? Do you know what they said, Lisa? They said, Joshua is a big fish in a small pond.
True.
Although he have 3 belts, Joshua is a big fish in a small pond. And Wilder is the big fish in the big pond. And this is why, even though Joshua have 3 belts and Wilder has 1 belt, Wilder should be 50-50. I can't make this up.
True.
It's the same group of people arguing both sides of the coin. How can you argue in one breath when with 2 fighters, one have 3 belts, one have 1 belt? You say the guy with 3 belts did the heavy lifting, he deserved all the money. But then years before, when it came to Wilder and Joshua, y'all took a total opposite position. Y'all did not keep that same energy.
True.
That's why you can't beat these dudes. That's why you can't beat them. They argue both sides of the coin. Instead of saying, look, man, we just need to see the fight, man. It is what it is. I'm like, bro, okay, let's see the fight. I mean, okay, what's your argument? They be all over the place. Hey, shout out to Quinn. He said if they didn't have a double standard, I say it all the time. If they did not have a double standard, they would not have a standard at all. One fighter deserves a shot at Canelo, and another fighter, he don't deserve a shot at Canelo. Okay, well, why Canelo's fighting this dude? Well, that's Canelo mandatory. He's supposed to fight him. That's his mandatory. Okay, but isn't this other guy this mandatory too? Yeah, he is mandatory, but he ain't Mexican. Yeah, but you ain't Mexican either. That's beside the point. Both of y'all was born in Los Estados Unidos. So that can't be your argument right there. Yeah, but we just don't like him. And he did enough. Okay, well, what did this guy over here do to deserve a shot? They'll argue both sides of the coin. They'll argue both sides of the, like, you can't beat them. You can't beat them, dog. Like, bro, I'm so confused, dog. I'm so confused. Dog. Like, that's why I say I don't argue with these guys. I say what I got to say and leave because I automatically know what it's going to be. I automatically know what it's going to be, dog. Anyway, enough of that. But I just proved my point. How these dudes use double standards. They argue both sides of the coin, dog. They argue both sides of the coin. That's it. Nigga want a fanager and for more, break down contracts. Yeah, my fighter this and my fighter that and such and such and heavy lift. They use terms like heavy lifting, A-side, heavy lifting A-side, big fish in a small pond, big fish in a big pond. My fighter is more popular than your fighter. Why is he more popular? Because you say so? Because he's more popular with your group on YouTube. That's what makes him more popular? And then this another thing too. This another thing that I'm seeing that's going on in men's boxing. When it's a fighter that you don't like, we diminish all of his accomplishments he did in the sport. Dudes who won were champions in multiple weight divisions. Been on the pound for pound list. Been fighter of the year. 2-time Ring Magazine, 2-time Lineal, all that stuff there, all that just get diminished. Oh, he ain't did nothing. And then the fighters that have done the least amount of things, less than the guy who they say ain't done nothing, they praise them. Wait a minute, how you gonna praise this guy because of his accomplishments, but tear down this guy because of his accomplishments? But the guy that you're tearing down did way more than the guy that you're bigging up. How can you say that the guy that you're bigging up, who has less accomplishments, accomplished less than the guy that you're tearing down? How can you say that he's bigger because of his lack of accomplishments, that you saying he accomplished way more than the other guy that's 3-division world champion, undisputed, 2-time Lineal, 2-time doggone Ring Magazine or something of that sort, for a fighter of the year, somewhere around there. I know I got it mixed up, but it's somewhere around that range. Ain't going to the Hall of Fame. Oh, he ain't did nothing, but the guy who fought Hobo Sam, Poach Out Willie, Shot at Big Nuts, Chico Stick, you know what I mean? My dog going what my homeboy name is, Nigga Charlie. The dude, he don't fought all these guys. He don't fought those guys, but he get all the praise. And you saying, well, he more popular. Because he's more popular with your group, that's what make him popular? So let me get this straight. Everybody that's popular with your group, that's what make him popular. Okay, well, if this fighter is more popular than that fighter, how come 99% of your videos is about this unpopular fighter, and 1% of your videos is about this popular fighter? I'm just saying.
True.
Yeah, you feel me? Oh, you feel me? How come the fighter that's unpopular, you done made 45, 50 videos in a 2-week span on this unpopular fighter that don't nobody know and care nothing about, but the fighter that everybody know and care about, you dedicated 1% of your time to talk about this guy, but you talking about the unpopular guy, and everybody in your group keep talking about this unpopular guy. Make it make sense.
True.
I can't beat him, dog. Can't beat him, dog. Listen, I can't beat you like that. I can't beat you like that, dog. I can beat you, but I can't beat you like that. Not like that.
I know I'm gonna get this money.
Talking water. My bracelet costs about 40 and my necklace costs a quarter. Talking water. I go stupid like on Boosie. All this jury got me foolish. All this water. All of these diamonds, they bright, so you gon' see me at night. All of this water. Now why me trip. Water. When your daughter see this water, she gon' let Boosie record her. Them little niggas in the A, they making deals off the wall.
And this is the crazy part about it too. When you, again, defeating a Wakanda is very, very easy. I told you they're very low IQ, they have double standards. And when you point it out to them, hey, you do know that you argued heads and tails. When it was heads, this is what you said it pertaining to this fighter, and now that it's tails, this is what you're saying now. You take a total opposite position. How do you justify taking two different positions but the issue is still the same? What happened? And then when you get them there, they go to yelling, screaming, threatening, drop the addy, I'ma pull up, don't come to the fight, I got shooters. It's like, goddamn, you can't beat these dudes.
True.
We talking about boxing and pointing out the double standards, and then when you get them in the jam, what they say? You get them in the jam, they go to yelling. Facts. They scream facts. You do know that just because you scream facts does not mean that what you said was facts. They go to threatening you. They say they're going to pull up. And what else they say? Drop the addy. I bet you won't drop the addy. I had a dude tell me, I bet you won't drop the addy. Oh, let me tell you something. I don't know if any of you guys are on Twitter. Oh, Twitter. Hey, listen. Twitter is worse. Oh, well, I don't know. Well, you know what? Twitter and YouTube about to say. Nah, you know what? Twitter is Twitter is worse. Twitter worse than YouTube. Twitter worse than YouTube. Hey, Martin King. Boy, that's so many. Oh yeah, they go to sending gun emojis. Hey, shout out to Quinn. Hey, they sending gun emojis. I was like, okay, they sending gun emojis now. Okay, I don't got shit. Listen, I don't got shot by 17 times since I've been on YouTube. I don't got shot by 17, 18 times from gun emojis from all over the country. And, you know, I don't got gun emojis from everywhere. I got gun emojis in my Instagram DM. I got gun emojis in my Twitter DM. I got gun emojis just on Twitter. I got gun emojis in my email. You know what I mean? Email on trumediatodayusaboxing@gmail.com. trumediatodayusaboxing@gmail.com. Listen, I don't got international gun emoji. Well, not international. I think all the gun emojis I receive is from the States. I would like to think so. But you get what I'm saying, though? That's what it is. That's what it is, bro. That's what it is. That's what it is, fam. That's what it is, fam. These dudes be all over the place. All over the place. Bro, listen, they have racial double standards. They have racial double standards. You know, they'll scream racism in one breath while calling their people who look like them coons, Uncle Toms, and all kind of all the racist stuff that Southern whites used to call blacks in America back in the Reconstruction era and during slavery time and all, and the Jim Crow South and all of that. They're, you know, only online you could be the perpetrator and the victim at the same time. These dudes are turned. Listen, they'll be the aggressor 1 minute. They will be the aggressor 1 minute, and as soon as you put them in check, they'll turn around and scream at the victim. Can't make this up.
True.
I can't make this up. They niggas all over the place. God, hold on. Wasn't you just digital gang banging a minute ago? Wasn't you a digital kung fu master a minute ago? You were digital gang banging a minute ago. You was a digital blood, a digital crip, a digital gangster disciple. That's what you were, right? You was a digital GD, right? You was digital Mexican mafia. You was a digital Hoover. You was a digital 18th Street. You was all of these things. Digital John Gotti, digital Sammy the Bull, digital Muammar Gaddafi, digital George Bush. You was all these killers digitally. And then they be the same ones. And then they be the same ones. Oh yeah, man, we finna report them dude to Twitter. We finna report them. Let's report them to Twitter, dog. That's what he said. They'll report you to Twitter. Try to report you to Facebook. I said, wait a minute, man. Wasn't you just OG Mudbone a minute ago? You were just OG Pretty Thug a minute ago. What happened to OG Pretty Thug? Wasn't you OG Pretty Thug a minute ago? I'm just saying. I'm just asking. You know, I'm just asking. You was OG Pretty Thug a minute ago.
Fuck you all rolling up on full cuz.
Hey, shout out to Haleen, man.
He can't.
I'm just saying, fam. Yeah, you get what I'm saying though? Hold on, you was Ice Cube a minute ago. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. When I was growing up, I was listening to NWA. And NWA was my favorite group, right? And it was NWA and Public Enemy. And I used to listen to Ice Cube. Remember that song Gangsta Gangsta by Ice Cube? When he said, here's a little something about a nigga like me. Never should have been let out the penitentiary. Ice Cube would like to say that I'm a crazy mofo from around the way. Since I was a youth, I smoked weed out. Now, you could not tell me at 15 years old, that was 14, and when NWA, the album Straight Outta Compton, came out in 1989. You could not tell me that Ice Cube was not a real gangster. You cannot tell me that Ice Cube did not do time in prison, and you know he had a couple of murders. You couldn't tell me that. I didn't know that Ice Cube grew up with both of his parents. He grew up on the suburban side of South Central. I didn't know that Ice Cube went to trade school and college and all that stuff there, and he never committed a crime before in his life. I didn't know that. But we was out there in the street doing that though. We was in the streets actually doing that in West Tampa and in Cross Fletcher. Because when I moved from West Tampa, I moved Cross Fletcher. University, the University North Side. Like dudes was really catching cases. Going in front of the judge, getting sentenced to prison and doing time in the county jail and getting shot. And like we was really doing this stuff. I didn't know that he was just acting. So what you see online is you see a bunch of online actors, avatar gangsters. That's what you see. And listen, they don't even sell it that good though. Now some of them do. But I'm trying to tell you, boy. I swear to God, boy, if I see you, boy, I'm gonna do this and that, bro. Like these dudes. Like when you see these dudes like Officer Drew the Midget, nigga, you write parking tickets on people's cars for a living. You ain't killing nobody. You ain't doing nothing. Boyfriend, same thing, boyfriend. You know, it seems like all the internet gangsters come from the same group, the Alphabet Boys. Y'all so killer, OG Mudbone, and I did 45 drive-bys, dog. You better ask him about me. I'm a certified killer. What if you a certified killer? Why you ain't in jail or dead? Oh, you a smooth criminal, huh? Oh, you the one that got away. Hey, but Twitter, let me tell you something. Twitter, boy. Oh, Twitter way worse. Hey, Twitter way worse than YouTube. Oh, Twitter way worse than YouTube, boy. Oh, cause on Twitter you can get the tweets off. You can get the tweets off real quick. Like I have dudes be hitting me up on Twitter. I have dudes be hitting me up on Twitter, man. I have dudes that be hitting me up on Twitter. What do you say? Oh, this guy hit me up. Yeah, I didn't even know you tweeted me, man. You probably hit me up tomorrow, fam. You should have called me, fam. Should have called me. Yeah, I didn't have. Yeah, hit me up. Hey, Marlon, hit me up. Yeah, hit me up tomorrow, man. Hit me up tomorrow, cause I'm finna wrap the show up. Hold on. Hold on. To remind me. All right. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, man, these dudes straight studio gangsters. Like, you couldn't tell me Spice One ain't commit all these murders. I used to love Spice One. Spice One killed everybody on the album. Every time Spice One dropped the song, everybody died on the album. He killed everybody. You couldn't tell me he wasn't I said, well, Spice One ain't nothing to be messed up with, boy. But it's Spice One, boy. You heard what Spice One said? Man, listening to a rapper is like watching Mission Impossible. Listening to a rapper is like watching your favorite action film or whatever the case may be. It ain't real. Niggas ain't doing a goddamn thing. Bro, listen, I said, wait a minute. All the dudes I know that was really doing that, I got a homeboy named Tiger. He got 3 life sentences. Quite a few of my homeboys, they got killed. One of my homeboys got shot in the liquor store parking lot. He did. This other dude, he doing 25 years. This other dude, he just got out. This other dude, he's still in there. This other dude, he went up the road a couple of times, and now he on the straight path. I'm just saying, like, when I look at it, I'm like, okay, wait a minute, man. Like, a lot of these dudes, I'm trying to tell you, dog, these dudes ain't doing that. Don't even worry about it, dog. Don't even worry. You gotta handle them like I handle them. You gotta handle them like I handle them, right? You know what I mean? You gotta handle them like I handle them, dog. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you're on YouTube, I'm telling you, Twitter is something else, boy. Twitter is something else. Twitter is something else. Boy, listen, I didn't know Twitter was like that. I say, boy, on Twitter, but shots be fired left and right on Twitter. Shout out to Brady. He said, damn, coach, how many of your friends got locked up? Shit, all of us been locked up. Shit, in the hood, growing up and going to prison, that's normal, to be honest with you. Catching felonies and going to prison, that's normal. To be honest, as crazy as it sounds, it's not normal in real life, in real society. But in the hood, people embrace dysfunction as you know what I mean. We embrace dysfunction. I'm not saying me now, but I'm saying, years ago, I was a teenager, stuff like that. Teenager, early 20s. What did he say? He say, Dr. Dre Q, not your born killer. That song go hard. Yeah, ain't neither one of them killed nobody. True. Hey, not your born killer. Ain't nobody killed nobody. But that's in any inner city you go in. If you're in New York, California, getting incarcerated, going to jail and doing time, that's natural, to believe it or not. Collect calls, if you're in the Fed, send me money, JPay, if you're in state, send money that way, call and collect, you had your mama pick the phone up, you had your mama coming up to see you while you're locked up. Cause that's who riding with you when you get locked up, your mama. You know what I mean? Cause Big Booty Judy, she gone. You know what I mean? She gone. She left with third leg Tyrone. So you get what I'm saying, though. But yeah, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's all this stuff. This stuff ain't real, dog. That's what I be telling y'all. This is what I be telling y'all. This stuff ain't real. Hey, Bruce Gas, what do you say? You said YouTube more vicious than Twitter. I don't know, Bruce. I gotta kind of look. You know what it is? You know what it is, Bruce? See, with YouTube, cause you could drop videos on YouTube. You might have a point. You could drop videos on YouTube and you'll have dudes coming on your live saying all types of stuff. So you might have a point with that. But I'm saying, but Twitter, you know, you can constantly keep tweeting. Like you may have a dude, like, hey, Bruce, these dudes don't got talented too. These dudes don't got talented. Hey, one phone, he's sending you gun emojis on one phone on Twitter and on YouTube. He's sending you gun emojis in the YouTube chat. So he got two phones. He threatening you on his sidekick. Y'all don't know nothing about that. That's old school sidekick right there. He threatening you on the sidekick and threatening you in the YouTube chat at the same time. I'm like, boy, goddamn. True. Hey, he probably got a ski mask on too. Why he threatening you? Got a ski mask on, feeling real gangster right now. He feeling real gangster. Got a ski mask on. Why he threatening you too? Like in his mind, he really believe the dudes who threatening you. In his mind, he really believe that he is that guy. Like he has entered the realm of gangsterism in his mind. You get what I'm saying? Like he really believe that in his mind. You know what I mean? But we do know when the white folks come. We do know when the white folks come. Well, all that shit change. Cause them dudes be talking to me about like another thing too. This is another thing I want to talk about. You be hearing online, right? I be hearing this too. You know how you go to like certain people's cities? The nigga tell me, yeah, dog. See, when you come to the city, dog, you got to check in. You got to check in, dog. When you go to certain cities, you got to check in and let everybody know. You got to check in, dog. Check in, and you know what I mean. So you can have a safe passage through the city. I got to check in. What you mean check in, nigga? I'm not a little child like when I was a kid and your mama said you got to check in. You know what I mean? You know, if you want to start a little later. You know, that sounds like something your mama and them used to tell you. Check in with me before you do this. Check in with me before you do that. You got to come check in. Come check in with your daddy. All that stuff there. Bro, I'm a grown man, dog. And this another thing. You know, these dudes, hold on, checking in. What? Do you tell them white folks to check in when they come in the city? No. You don't hear none of these internet gangsters on YouTube, on social media, saying anybody white got to check in. Yeah, dog, you got to check in, dog. When you come to LA, you better check in now. You got to check in with me. See what I'm saying? Now, I do get that, okay, if you looking to go through certain sets in neighborhoods, like in places like LA, you don't want to be caught in a set or neighborhood, in a neighborhood or somebody else's set that you're not familiar with. You better know somebody. So I get that. I do get that. I get that. I understand that, right? But my thing is this. Why I got to be threatened with the check-in, though? That's all I'm saying. Hold on. Why I got to be threatened with the check-in? I don't hear nobody online telling the white folks to check in. White folks be walking around, skipping along, skibbity-dee, butterflies and rainbows and skipping and all that stuff there. Ain't nobody taking them to check in, but you want to turn gangsta-licious on me. Yeah, coach, when you come to the city, you better check in. True. Check in, drop the addy, we gonna pull up. Check in, drop the addy, we gonna pull up. True. Oh, so you willing to throw it all away, huh? I'm gonna throw it all away just to get you, because I don't like your opinion. I'm gonna throw it. Okay, let me get this straight. So you're gonna throw your entire life. Listen to this. Listen to the logic behind this. You're gonna throw your entire life away. You're gonna risk doing life in prison or risk getting killed yourself because you are so emotionally responsive that you got upset at me because I did not agree with you on a subject matter as it relates to boxing? Or you didn't like my criticism of your fighter? Or because I was roasting your fighter? Just roasting your fighter? Like, you just going to throw it all away for that. You see what's going on with Young Thug right now, right? That's why I say, if I gotta check in at 39 years old, hey, what's why I say? If I gotta check in at 39 years old, my ass don't need to be there.
True.
Yeah, dog, you gotta check in, dog. Check in. Matter of fact, anybody come to Florida, you gotta check in with Coach. Wait, listen, how am I gonna know you there? This is a big state. How they gonna know you there? I saw the nigga, dog. I saw him. Where you saw him at? I seen him. Where you seen him at? I saw him at the bowling alley, dog. I saw him at the bowling alley. For real, yeah. He ain't call in to check in? He ain't called in and checked in with nobody, dog. He ain't called in and checked in with nobody. He in my city and he ain't called in to check in with me? Sir, I do believe that the white men own this city. You pay taxes every year to the very same white folks who control all of the resources in the city. They control the grocery stores, the food supply, the water supply, the electric bills. You pay property tax to the white man. Matter of fact, you got to pay the white man for everything. In here, you bought your car from a white man. You going to the white man gas station. Like all of this here. Hold on. So how was this your city? Yeah, that's my city, dog. This my city. He ain't checked in with me. Okay, interesting.
True.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? These are questions that I ask. Last time I checked, the white man on all this stuff. So what? So niggas ain't running the goddamn thing. I mean, from what I'm seeing, unless y'all know something I don't know. You know what I mean? Y'all let me know. You know what I mean? I know who I pay my light bill money to. I know who I pay my utility bill money to. I know who I pay my homeowner's insurance money to. I know who, when I go to the grocery store, I'm pretty sure that the grocery store I go to, I'm pretty sure I got a good idea who owns it. I know which car lot I bought my car from. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just, so if anything, I think the person that control the resources, you know what I mean? The person that control the resources probably more than likely is the one that you probably need to be checking in with. I ain't checking in with Pookie. Pookie, what am I checking in with you for? Yeah, as a matter of fact, you spending your money with the same group of people I'm spending my money with. The same people who control your resources that you get stuff from, are the same people who control my resources that I get stuff from. I think you got your money in the same bank. I think you got your money in the same bank now. You got your money in the same bank that I got my money in. White folks.
True.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So, so I ain't checking in. I ain't checking in though. I ain't doing the check-in. I ain't checking it. Fuck it. You know what I mean? So shout out to Hard Times Boxing. He said, true that, coach. I'm 49 years old, dog. I'm too old for this shit. I'm 49, dog. I ain't got time to be checking in with no niggas from no hoods. I ain't checking in nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to check in, dog. Check in with what? This our hood. Dude, you literally do not own anything in this neighborhood. Like you don't. You literally do not own anything in this neighborhood. Hey, shout out to Rod J. What did he say? He said, I check in with Big Booty.
True.
Hey, Rod, check this out. Rod, I'm finna tell you something. Now, when you married, or you got a girlfriend that you really like your fiance that you're really crazy about, you got to check in with your woman now. Hey, Rod, Hey, Rod, I don't know how old you is, Rod, but listen, hey, you make the money, right? Hey, Bay, check this out, Bay. Pookie and them say, man, we finna go to the pool hall. I want to know, hey, Bay, I'm finna get ready to go to the pool hall with Pookie and them play basketball. You finna go where? I'm finna go set. When he called you, when you had the plan? No, I'm just saying I'll be back. We going a couple of hours. It's 6 o'clock now. Yeah, I'll be back by 8:30. You know what I mean? Which one is gonna be 8 or 8:30? You know. Got to check it. Hey, boy, you gotta check it. Hey, man, my old lady. Hey, dude be at the basketball court. The phone rang. Oh man, my old lady tripping. Hey man, come on, man, let's go out tonight, man. We finna go out tonight, man. Yeah, we finna go to the club tonight, man. Yeah, man, my old lady, she tripping, man. My old lady tripping, man. She ain't gonna let me go. She ain't gonna let me go out. That nigga 6'4". That nigga 6'4". 6'4", 260. Hey, he's 6'4", 260. His woman about 5'5", 5'6", 5'7", 5'7". Guess what? He got to check in with her. Nigga talking all that gangster stuff to me, but guess what? He got to check in.
True.
Talking all that gangster stuff, he got to check in. Oh, look like you the one got to check in, huh? Okay, I feel you, dog. Call him, what's your name, where you calling from?
Hey, Coach, what up? This is Boxing Scientist.
Boxing Scientist, what's up, fam?
Oh, yeah, just real quick. Great fight. Great women fight last night. And you know what? I think K. Taylor is getting the match.
Your phone breaking up. Yeah, I can't hear you, fam. Your phone breaking up. You got bad static.
Rematch.
Go ahead.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. Yeah, I was just gonna say, Serrano needs to give Cruz a rematch.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right. Hey, thanks. Hey, man. Hey, shout out to Boxing Scientist. Salute, fam. Yeah, she gonna fight Katie Taylor first, and then she might rematch her later. Hey. Yeah. Yeah, the same dude telling me to check in. He got to check in. Yeah, man, my old lady, man. My old lady. You know, man, my girl, she tripping, dog. God damn, dog, man. I don't even know why she be hitting the nigga, man. No, I want to hang out with the boys. Nah, he ain't hanging out. He can't hang out tonight. Like, hold on, not you, not Tuffy. You were just talking gangster to me a minute ago. Now, yeah, my girl, she tripping, dog. God damn, babe, why you tripping, man? I just want to hang out. I just want to hang out with Tyrone. Oh, you want to hang out with Tyrone? Okay, go ahead and hang out. I ain't worried about it. Go ahead and hang out. Why you got to say it like that? Why you got to say, no, go ahead. You say want to hang out, go ahead and hang out. Why you got to say it like that? No, go ahead. No, you say want to go ahead. No problem. I ain't worried about it. Nigga be worried the whole time. God damn, wow, she got an attitude with it too. Man, why she said it like that? Man, fuck. Man, all right, man, I ain't going nowhere. I'm just going to stay right here. Hey, y'all know I ain't lying. True. Hey, y'all know I ain't lying. Hey, Ali, I don't know how they do it in the UK, boy. Hey, y'all know I ain't lying, though, boy. Gotta check in. Nigga, you got to check in. You telling me to check in. Hey, Schoolo said, facts. Hey, Schoolo said, hey, you already know. Hey, shout out to Doc Down. He said, dude be asking their homeboy, asking the girl if he could go. Talking all like alpha male stuff. Check in. Gay, I'm going to throw it all away. All that stuff there, man. Boy, hush. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Man. Yeah, man. I ain't checking in with no niggas. What the fuck I'm checking in with y'all for? Y'all niggas don't run that. Shit, you know. Listen, I'm just being honest with you though. I'm just being honest. Like, you know what I mean? I can't sit back and, you know, I gotta listen, bro. I gotta call it the way I see it though. Cause some of this stuff just ain't making no damn sense to me, bro. You feel me?
Who you think he is? DJ Quick? No,
hey, shout out to Schoolo, X-Man. Schoolo, what's going on, fam? Yeah, salute, man. Shout out to Schoolo.
Well, you ain't nothing. You don't deserve nothing. You don't get nothing. You get what I give you. I got a contract between me and you that say you do what I tell you to do. Therefore, shut the fuck. Don't say nothing. Don't speak to me. Don't look at me. I tell you something. Money, you know, I just say, Blue, if I raise up, gonna be trouble. I'm walking off.
Hey, you already know, man.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect it. Let's go. Stop playing with my fucking name. All three of y'all, stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more. Put some respect on my name.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. It is what it is, man. Hey, shout out to Swap. Shout out to Swap Jones, man. Hey, Swap Jones in the building, man. He said we do the heavy lifting. Hey, Brady, what you say? He said we do the heavy lifting. Hey, you already know. You already know that we do the heavy lifting and we gotta check in. Hey, Brady, we do the heavy lifting and then we got to check in.
Shut that soft ass shit up.
And the best man wins.
That's some soft ass shit. Shut that soft ass shit up. All that soft talking. I know you can do it, man. You got to. Man, shut that soft ass shit up.
Hey, you get what I'm saying? Hey, we do the heavy lifting. Hey, you feel me? We do the heavy lifting and then got to check in. What the fuck you mean? What the hell you mean I got to check in? Who the hell, why I got to check in? You get what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Let's make it do what it do, man. Shout out to shout out to everybody in the chat. Hey, man, once again, it's on. If you come to Florida, you better check in. Hey, I'm watching you guys at the bar, man. I see you guys at the bar at 3 o'clock. Eastern Standard Time. If you gotta check in with your girl, raise your hand. If you gotta check in with your girl, raise your hand. You talking that gangster shit to me? I be talking that gangster shit to me, nigga. You gotta check in. I see you got about 3 o'clock. You know my motto, don't beat me up. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.
Hey, you already know, man. Oh.